Yo, what's up, and welcome to another episode of Speak Life Radio Show right here on GorillaCross.com, SpeakLifeRadio.com, the Gorilla Cross app, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. We are everywhere. I'm your host, Quan59, and we have another dope show for you tonight. Live in the studio, broadcasting live from downtown Las Vegas, man. I got my co-host with me tonight, special guest. He's so special. My man, Luke DiMarzio in the building. What's good, Luke?
Not much, man. I'm glad you got me here. You really tried this time. Like I was trying to ghost you like you did me 8 years ago.
You definitely tried to ghost me.
Yeah, but you wouldn't let me.
You know what? I need to pull up those emails to show people what we're talking about, but I didn't realize you would hit me up 8 years ago, and we had a whole email thread conversation, and I basically ghosted Luke. He was trying to work for Gorilla Cross before Rapzilla, so now I lost him to Rapzilla, and he won't ever come work for me. I got to pay him every time he comes to the studio now, you know? It's a mess.
Oh, man.
It's a mess.
Yeah,
but how you feeling, man?
Here. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm feeling good. It's a good week. Yeah. I just got back from a mission trip this last weekend.
Yeah, you were in Mexico
Went to
or what?
Tijuana, yeah.
Nice,
Built
man.
some houses.
Get some tacos?
I got some amazing tacos. I was there for 2 days, built 2 houses with we had 18 of us that went.
Okay.
It was amazing.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah. So
making a difference in the world.
Yeah.
That's dope. I haven't been on a mission trip for a very long time.
You should go
I need
next
to go
time.
again.
We go 3 or 4 times a year to that
real?
place. You should
Cool.
go next time. Yeah.
Are the tacos good enough for me to go?
Dude.
All right,
Life changing.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Good. All right, man. We do have a special show for you today because every show is special. Every time we get on air, man, it's special. So we are gonna, talk about that with you and get on that. And I don't know where my beats are.
You got beats. They're on your ears.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh, that doesn't
Jay
sound
Dilla.
good though. Okay.
It will.
Okay.
Technical difficulties all night, folks. That's why we're late today, because my last show we had camera issues and all that. But yeah, man, we are here though.
We're here,
and
we're
going to be live. We got my man C Duffle in the building on the video screen, not in the actual building, but his video will be in the building. So we're going to be talking to him in a minute. We got DJ Lost and Found. He's going to be doing some music and video reviews with us tonight. I'm not sure how many we got. I haven't checked this since
There's a few in there. I saw some familiar faces, submitting some stuff. So
okay.
Cut right. I work
Cool.
I work with him at Rapzilla. I texted him. I was like, I saw you submitted something.
Okay.
So I'm excited to hear what
There we go.
he's got on there.
There we go. So we have a lot to talk about tonight. I'm not going to lie. Usually I do a lot more research on the artist. I mean, we have C Duffle on all the time, and
Right.
I probably heard he probably submitted most of the tracks on the album to the show. So it's not like I don't know his music, but I'm not going to lie. I haven't had time to listen to the album yet, but that's why I brought Luke in, because Luke listens to everything right when it comes out.
It's true.
And so, we had to bring him in for that. But we're going to get him live on the line right now, man. He has been in the turtleneck gang. He started the turtleneck gang.
The turtleneck.
He started submitting music to us last year, so that's how we got familiar with him live here on Speak Life Radio. Very good artist. I think he's taken some of my money more than once. Definitely on the music reviews.
Haven't we all?
You have to. You have to. But you've actually, made it up to me with business and food.
Yeah.
So I appreciate
Food,
that.
yeah.
But we got my man all the way from, I don't know where he's from, but he's here tonight. C Duffle, go ahead and unmute that mic. And we got C Duffle in the building. No turtleneck. I'm kind of disappointed that he's not wearing a turtleneck.
No, I had to bring the brand out.
Oh, you got the shirt with the logo or the artwork of the album called I Am. So
Yes,
you're wearing
sir.
that shirt right now.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, holding the mic because you broke your mic stand right before the show. Tell us what happened to your mic stand, because we still have part of it in the screen.
Let me move that out the screen.
No, you can keep it there.
And he's got papers hanging behind him too. We need some stories around these papers.
All right, so right
Well,
here,
that is his high school diploma.
No, that is my LLC certificate, and right here is my prayer list.
Oh,
I hanged
nice,
it up.
nice.
You have one thing on the
Yes.
prayer list.
No, I got 13 things on the prayer list
Okay.
right now.
With your camera, it looks like it's only one.
He put it where we could see it. He wanted to show us the prayer list.
So
No, like this is the only place. Like this is my desk right here. So yeah, this
is this like a prayer list, like a daily prayer list, and you change it every day, or just like you have specific things you pray for every day?
This list right here, it has like stuff that I want to happen in the future. You know what I mean? If
Okay.
you read it every day and you speak over it, it'll happen. Like the Canon thing, I end up putting Canon's name on the list to, wanting to work with artists and produce. I wrote this list like 2019, and it just came to pass this year. So, God is manifesting some stuff through the list.
That's cool, man. And is Speak Life Radio on that list? Like, get on Speak Life Radio?
Nah.
That was probably on the bucket list, though. Wow. Like, he's already hit that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll put it on there again if y'all want me to.
No, it's all good, man. You don't have to change your list for us. Have you ever prayed for us, though? Be honest.
Yeah.
When?
Yeah. I keep y'all in their prayers, especially.
What date was it?
What date? Around the time when some stuff was happening. You know what I mean? Like,
stuff.
We on the same page.
All right, cool. Man, C. Duffle, you dropped a new album. Luke was talking about how you dropped a project not too long ago, and now you're dropping something else, man. Right. Talk to us about that, the timing of everything. Dropping the EP a couple months ago, and now dropping a album. You're just in there working, man, and trying to improve and trying to get better. Tell us, what you're doing with your music right now.
Well, I mainly believe that consistency is the best thing, especially since, COVID is going around and all of that stuff. We really don't just get shows like that. But I feel as though that I'm just moving how God wants me to move. And it's a lot of the times where God will just give me inspiration, and then I write it down. And I have a bad habit of, if I don't record it right then or write it down right then, I will forget it. So that's a lot of the times I write it, record it, go ahead and get everything together, and it all add up, and then next thing you know, I got an EP, and then I'll be ready to drop it, and it be so.
So what made it? So just what made it an EP was that this was just stuff you had been accumulating over some time, and you just wanted to put it out all together?
Yes, sir. Like Prevail, like I had that album. I was sitting on them songs for about a year.
Okay.
Honestly, yeah, I was sitting on Prevail for about a year, and God spoke to me. He was like, drop it. So I dropped it, and it was one of them things, like I really wasn't thinking twice about it. Like the album was great, don't get me wrong, but like I'm a perfectionist, so I didn't believe like it was all the way together and all of that stuff. So, I went ahead and dropped it, and the reviews on it was, phenomenal. I'm still, amazed at it.
Right. Yeah. I think it's one of my favorites of the year. I've got a long list of favorites, but I posted about it in like March, April, whenever you dropped it. And so I was really impressed. Like, my first question to you tonight was going to be, are you on performance enhancing drugs?
No.
Like, seriously, I've heard you.
The Holy Spirit. That's what
right. That was kind of a joke, but seriously, like, my context for you has been, kind of, obviously we like to roast a little bit, but man, you put some solid content out that you share with us on shows like this, and we always give you feedback on like what you can improve on and so on and so forth, and then you put Prevail out, and I was like, wow, this is a totally different C. Duffle than I'm used to. Like, I thought you really killed it. And then like you just dropped this album last week, and I'm like, what? More of the same? Like, it's like really crazy. Was there like a different, like, how did you get to this different level in what you're doing? Because I really enjoy what you're bringing right now.
Well, honestly, I started off with poetry. That was the main thing. Like, I did poetry a lot before I even started, like, just rapping and all of that stuff. So it's kind of like I just went back to square one. Okay. And I felt as though that I could say more and witness more to people in this way, more so than a turn up. It's good to have turn up songs, but like, as far as like getting people to know the knowledge of Christ in a way that they can relate, I felt as though this is the best way that the alley that God is bringing me through right now. So yeah, you're definitely gonna be hearing more of the lyrical side, and that's how God is speaking to me right now. Like it's, especially with that, it's just, lyrical.
That's cool. That's cool. I also noticed how, sorry, Quan, I'm taking
You're
all
good.
the questions.
Please do.
I also noticed how you branded both of these albums. So I'm still gonna call Prevail an album. It was longer than an EP. Like there was a lot of songs on there. I feel like you branded them both like similarly. Was there like intentionality behind that? Are you gonna keep with that kind of branding? It's kind of the mosaic kind of look, Picasso
yes,
kind of
sir.
art kind of stuff going.
Yeah. Shout out to Jericho for that one.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess it's like, I don't know how it's crazy where I'm at. I'm like at a weird headspace. I've been reading a lot of Revelations. So that's where I'm getting like these imagery from, especially the one on I Am. This one right here, a lot of people look at it, but like this is weird. Like you got a face on this side and then a lamb on this side. You know what I mean? But that's all biblical. As far as like Revelations, if you really dig into Revelations, it uses a lot of imagery. So it's just a good way of kind of picking the brain to, have people to look at it and be like, okay, this is what this album is gonna be based on, by the picture. So I hit up Jericho and I wanted the same type theme, even the same fonts. I want the fonts to be the same and all of that stuff. But, he knocked it out of the park twice for me. So.
Right. That's nice. That's
dope, man. And you've been, like I said before, you've submitted a lot of music to the show here. And I know a lot of the tracks on this album have been submitted on our show.
Actually, two of them.
Only two. Okay. Two out of how many you got? You got 10 on here.
10.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's some new stuff that if people are familiar with you from the show, they're going to get more stuff from here. But just tell us that whole process of just creating, doing your videos, getting better and improving. Like Luke was saying, like you've just improved a lot. What's that been like? The process and the people you hang around. The people you hang around in the studio, not just but the people you hang around musically to help you improve.
Honestly, y'all are mostly the people that I really just hang around as far as like improving. I know my
so we're your only friends.
I don't know if y'all heard of him. Fro, that's my big brother.
Okay.
Like I talk to him about different financial decisions as far as like, should I pay this much for this music video, all of that stuff. So I have him around, and I have like different ears that I send my music to, but it's like mainly me in the studio, and then I send it to y'all and y'all, critique it, So constructive criticism is like the biggest gift that you could give an artist, because it's real talk. You know what I mean? It's different perspectives that you can get, from just hearing somebody else saying how they feel about your music, more so than a selfish view of just you.
Yeah.
That's good. One thing I noticed that you really upped your game on, you got a song on here with Bats. So
yes, sir.
So like those of you who don't listen to Bats is just insane. He's like unconscious with some of these bars sometimes. But what I really appreciated is how you came about it. Like there had to be some intentionality on this. Like, okay, Bats is going to be on this song. I got to change it up so people won't be comparing me to him. So like your first verse is like super melodic and like you like bring it. It's like it's really good. And then Bats still does his own thing. Like what was it like? Was it a little daunting for you to have an artist like Bats on your song?
Well, the crazy thing was I was tied to Bats and I didn't even know it, because his mother and her friend are like really close to where I live. So they already knew who I was.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even know that. So like when I started to really just look up his mother on his mother's page, I seen Bats and I was like, that kid is great. And I didn't even know that was her son. So, we started to chop it up and all of that stuff. And I actually got the song before I even sent, I believe I sent Scramble to Review Fridays with On Beat. And then I started looking at the comments and they was like, I heard Bats on this. Like I can hear Bats on this.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, I already had got the song with Bats. So like, that was the craziest thing ever. I just like, I knew the artist that I was bringing on the track. The other kid, his name is Keep Alive Trey. And he's 16, I think Bats is 17. So like these kids can really just rap.
Dude.
And I was like, man, let me just get these two. My sole purpose was just to get them two on the track together so they can network. It really wasn't even about me. I was like, these cats are too cold not to be knowing each other.
That's cool.
You know, especially if, you know, one live in Tennessee and one lives in, you know, both of them live in Tennessee. So like I felt as though that was like a move for them to be together. It wasn't even about me, you know what I mean? But
but I mean, come on, you had to geek out a little bit. You got Bats on there.
Yeah, I had to. I knew that if I had Bats on there and to keep a lot of Trey, I had to dig in my bag because I didn't want them killing me on my own track. But like they have a thing of bringing the best out of you, you know.
That's
Listen,
great.
I want to hear this track, so we're gonna play that right now. It's called "Fade Away" off the I Am album that's out now. It just dropped, so make sure you guys go check that out. And once again, like we always say on the show, buy it. Don't just stream it, but buy it from the artist, man. Help support what they're doing. Artists put a lot of money and time and effort and energy into creating these products for you. So make sure you go out and buy it. If you like it, listen, if you don't like it, you don't have to support. Only support things and buy stuff you like, you know. But this is called Fade Away right here, right now, Speak Life Radio.
It's just different.
Yeah, trailblaze, summer renegade, yeah. Put a strings, blow up hand grenade, yeah. Shitty safe, try to rock the wave, yeah. It ain't safe. Let's get it. Clap will fade away,
They want $1 million,
so they run to the Pentagon. Try to rack us some billions, and it's way beyond what you think, maybe trillions. Spirits all in their music, they live by reptilian. Cold blooded vermilion. Know that scholar, that woman, she is riding pillion. To the beast of a billion. She got act that got people that's drunken. Culture mentality, here we go nonsense. I'm loose shit out the pocket, that's no sense. Rappers go for that comment, that's no sense. Rock the beat like I'm coming, I leave prints. Jump the devil, his first like that Mike Pence. No respect for the ones hanging on the fence. No respect for the ones hanging to a fence. When the Bible is not, drop your pretense. Spirit growing like a fetus. That redemption name is Jesus. Carry blood for a reason, so I'm burning off all the legions. Saw the well like season, tearing false doctrine into pieces. Reasons, chocolate and wax cause I'm following his thesis. Trailblaze, summer renegade, yeah. Put a strings, blow up hand grenade, yeah. Shitty safe, try to rock the wave, yeah. It ain't safe, clap will fade away, yeah. Fade away, 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 yeah.
I shoot my shot and watch it fade away. Heart banging harder than the 808. He paid away for y'all to even say today. They let it spray. The Novocaine in their brain. They stuck at the bottom. Now we really young. We dark in the devil. He left in the dust. We had your relation was better when lust. Trust. You can't have my soul. God's in control. What's up, baby, in Christ? But now I'm feeling so grown. Since God stepped all up in my life, I'm feeling so strong. Heard this song. Tell me what you on. Tell me what you on. Being different, being gifted, being with the change. Being did it, being in it, being left the curses in these chains. Yeah, trailblaze like summer renegade. We ain't slaves to the roads that pay. We chasing the game, we ain't the same. You and me really ain't the same.
Yeah, trailblaze, summer renegade, yeah. Put a strings, blow up hand grenade, yeah. Shitty safe, try to rock the wave, yeah. It ain't safe, clap will fade away, yeah. Fade away, 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 yeah.
If you're not a Kaepernick, you're Kaepernick. Cool, I'm a youngin' on the path of quick blues, ready to send shots. Axes just prove what it's like to be black with ash and tattoos. Yeah, 6'10", walking past the kiddie pool, stepping in the deep water. I won't beef, get beat and seek out. Can't make stronger than Pete Parker. Run more spiders than Pete Parker. Bits and bites from fights, I didn't ignite. I'm still willing to fight the fight against my will. A fire, fight the flame that's on the grill. The burner, walk a shame, but walk for real. I still conceal the pain, I still can't deal when ill. I kneel to the overall, like a youth friend overall. I stood tall, skip crowd like a foot tall. Big dog, average, now I ain't average. It took some time to know this ain't average. Now I ain't having 11, hilarious, funny. You told me I was a goof and that you look embarrassing. That brought my kin out the door like I'm Harriet. That's how I feel when the word on your shoulders is heavy as boulders. Now you try to carry it.
Yeah, trailblaze, I'm a renegade, yeah. Put a strings, blow up hand grenade, yeah. Say they say, try to rock the wave, yeah. It ain't safe, clap will fade away, yeah. Fade away, 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 yeah.
right, that is C. Duffle with Fade Away right here. Speak Live radio show featuring Bats and Keep a Lot. TRA. What's the TRA?
Trey.
Okay.
What'd you think, Quan?
Well, it says TRA
Yeah,
on the thing, so it's like
right. But I think it's pronounced Trey.
okay. There you go.
That was your first time hearing it. What'd you think?
Yeah, it was dope, man. I like that track a lot. I mean, we're not critiquing it, but I thought it was dope, man. It's tight, so it definitely makes me want to listen to everything else. Definitely dope features, like you said. You want to get them on a track. Yeah. That whole track was nice, man. You can't say anything bad about it. And
3 verses in 2021. 3 verses. There we go. Like you just knew you had something special. So like, let's just go all in, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it was a constant. I liked it how it was a constant. It went up every time. You know what I mean? Like, and everybody brung it. You know, nobody was like, outshining each other. I just feel as though everybody was just in their own element and everybody was, killing it. You know what I mean? Yep. So, shout out to them.
Now, what's your goals with music? Some people make music because it's a hobby. They're having fun doing it. But what's your goal and your end game for this music?
Honestly, man, to reach as much souls as possible. This is the only language that, most of our youth is listening to, and you got a lot of garbage out there that's talking about, different things like guns, violence, sex, all of that stuff. So we need some positive, light in this world. So I just chose to use this platform and this gift to reach other people.
How long you been doing music and what made you start?
I started playing drums at 5. I started playing keyboard at 7. So honestly, this is the honest to God truth, how I started. So we was at this old church in South Carolina. I was born and raised in South Carolina, right? So we was at this old church and the musicians got mad and they left. And it was me and my brothers. We were babies at the time. We was probably like 5, 7, and 4, I think. But anyway, no, not 4, 2. So anyway, so they laid hands on us and they was like, these are going to be our new musicians. So months later, I picked up a piano. I started playing it. My brother, he picked up the bass, started playing it. So that's just how that happened. So after that, we just started just doing music. And as far as like just quartet, we just really sung. I'm from apostolic roots, so we really didn't believe in the gospel rap thing. You know what I mean? Until I got older and started to realize this is just a vehicle. It's just how you use the vehicle and which destination you want to go with the vehicle, right?
So real quick, explain that a little bit. You didn't believe in the gospel rap thing. What did that mean?
Well, as far as like, it's like when you don't want to be in the world and catered of the world, basically. So what was taught at first was that basically like rapping is too much like the world. You get what I'm saying? So if you rapping, you're acting too much like the world. So when I begin to grow and mature, I begin to realize like chains can be broken through rap because it's not about it's all about what you're saying. It's all about who you're catering to. You get what I'm saying? You can be positive in anything that you use and you can give anything to God. You get what I'm saying? Like this is the vehicle that like the devil is really just tearing stuff up with.
Right.
So how are we going to be able to reach out and talk to somebody if this ain't the same language that they're speaking?
Yeah.
Right. That's good.
Now, I'm not saying
I would be hesitant to say that it's all about what you're saying though. I feel like that's where we get in trouble is like if we only worry about what we're saying in our music and then we don't apply it to our life. So like, like in Ecclesiastes, Solomon talks about like knowledge, more knowledge equals more pain. It's like more money, more problems. And so like if you only have knowledge, if you only know these things and you share them and then you don't apply it to your life, that's not wise, right? So sorry, that's just me, my little soapbox.
Yeah,
I'll jump off
good.
now.
That's good.
No, that's really good. And that's where the power come from. And a lot of people, they rap without power. They sing without power. It's one thing to be able to sing, but it's another thing to be able to pierce that soul.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And that's the power through the Holy Spirit. So we got to learn how to apply the word to our lives. It's kind of like, I say it all the time. It's like our mind is, it's like a computer.
Yeah.
You can only put out what you downloaded in.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of these people are kind of like shallow when it comes down to Christian rap or Christianity, is because they don't download enough information in.
That's good.
And they just surface level.
Right.
You see what I mean? So it's
Now, see, Duffle, real quick, being in a church like that, when you started rapping and making music and using that as your tool, what was the reaction of leaders and people in your life that had that same mindset as you coming up when you changed your mindset on it?
We still get weird reactions. You know what I mean? It's all about.
Are you in the same church?
No. I'm not at the same church. You know, my dad, we had moved to Mississippi. He owns his own church now. We go to that church. You know what I mean? So, we're just figuring out how to really just go by the word instead of like go by what people have been saying for years, because the word is what brings everything out. You know what I mean? So, that's why I'm kind of the way that I am, and it seems as though sometimes that when it comes down my vision or how I spit things or how I write things and rap it'd be weird and different. It's just because like I got that as a foundation. I really know my word because it's not because my dad told me, it's not because my mama told me about it. It's because I actually found out for myself. And I feel as though that's what we got to be as artists. We have to find out the word for ourselves and really just start speaking to God and asking him what did he want me to convey through this song.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's what put me where I am now.
So do you find that like earlier you were saying when we were asking you what the community is like around you, and you're like, I feel like you guys are my community. Do you feel like you have community when it comes to digging in the word together, sharpening iron like that?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. My dad, he's very sharp in the word when it comes down to different artists around me. Like I told you, Fro, he's sharp in his word. I just want to surround myself with people that not only raps, but has a life behind it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be at that state where, I act like I'm working for God, but I'm really not on his payroll.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? It's a difference between having a relationship with God more so than saying, I know that man, I know him, but do you have a true relationship with him? And that's where kind of, people get kind of misconstrued, because it's all about a relationship. And the deeper that you get in a relationship with a person, the more that person will want to reveal things to you and speak to you and talk to you on a different level than surface level people. So it's really a depthness in a relationship that we got to get to Christ, where he'll take us to places to be like, I want you to say this on this track. And not only you saying it on that track, but you feeling it and you feeling the anointing when you're rapping. And then when people listening back to it, they feel the anointing when they're rapping.
Right.
I got a lot of people that said Reprobate had them in tears.
Right.
Because they had me in tears.
That was intense, bro.
To me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he literally was speaking to me. I had wrote down what God was saying. It wasn't me trying. It all just came out.
Yeah.
So when you get to that level with Christ, where he began to speak to you and you really begin to be a vessel of his use, a whole nother level.
And I think that's good, because we talk about it a lot on the show. The bigger some artists get, the less their music sounds godly, right? Like people will start off with the right purpose behind their music, right? Yeah. Where I just want to do it for Jesus. I'm doing it for God. This is my ministry. And then as they get bigger musically, as they get more successful musically, you start seeing them kind of fade off a little bit with the Jesus talk, let's say. And then, which I don't mind that not being all up in the music, right? Like as a fan of hip hop, I don't mind. But then you start seeing their life, and their life starts reflecting different things as well. And so it's important to have solid, grounded people around you. So I think that's a good thing, but always keep that. Like you have that right now, but just don't forget this when you get bigger, Duffle, that your purpose and your reason and your why behind what you're doing, I think is very important to know why you started this, and moving forward ahead is you get more successful, to make sure you remember and keep that going throughout your whole process of music, and not get caught up, because there's a fine line between making music and being successful and doing it for money and all that. You can make money doing ministry, so I'll never tell someone not to make money doing it, but you have to stay focused and make sure your heart is right, make sure your life is right, in everything you're doing with it.
Right.
And I love what you said. Like a lot of people just don't know my story like that. And I'm gonna just tell you, like, I have to, or I will die spiritually and physically. Like I've been at that point where I was running away from Christ and end up in a relationship that I'm not supposed to be in, and I end up losing my virginity. End up just doing things, and God sent dreams to people that like I haven't talked to in a while. Like dreams, 7 dreams back to back, boom, boom, boom. All of them was the same.
Wow.
Dream. And like my dad was like, "Hey, look," he said, I love you, son, but I'm washing my hands from this situation. You know you in the wrong, and God is mad enough to kill you right now.
Mm-hmm.
I could have died. Like the woman, I'm sorry to take up all this, space.
No, you're
but
good.
Like,
No, you're good.
The girl that I was with, she had a dream, and she didn't even know what the dream was about. And she had a dream that she was in a hospital and she was pregnant, and that she had blood and glass all over her, but I wasn't in the building. I wasn't nowhere to be found. Then my dad came after I got out the situation, and he was like, "Hey, son, God revealed to me how you was going to die." And he had said that spirit was going to overtake her. Mind you, I didn't tell him nothing about the story. What she told me, nothing about the dream that she told me. He said that spirit was going to overtake her and ram. I was going to be in the passenger side of the car, and it was going to ram my side into an 18-wheeler, and she was going to be pregnant.
Wow.
So I have no choice but to do this for real. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have no choice but to speak out for Christ for real. Cause like I have dreams where devils is on my back. I have dreams where I'm literally wrestling demons. Like this stuff is real. You know what I mean? So I have no time to really just play around. And I pray, like, it's crazy. Be careful what you pray for. Because a lot of the songs that I've been asking for, I had prayed for, like when I was 16, I was like, Lord, I want to have out-of-body experiences to get songs. I want it to be different. God sent me a dream where cherubims were guarding me in the dream. I didn't know why I just had that dream. But now I'm starting to see why I have to keep this pace and why I have to keep going. Because it's a life or death situation for me.
Yeah. And I think that's really good that you notice and recognize the voice. And that's crazy. That happened to me and one of my friends once. 3 people had the same exact dream. Maybe not same exact, but the same thing where her boyfriend was going to harm her.
Right.
And these are 3 people that 3 of her friends that none of us talk to each other to even know that.
Right.
And we each told her pretty much, within that same 3-day period what the dream was about. And she was freaking out because it's like 3 people had the same, similar dream.
Yeah.
And it's like that. God warns us a lot. And sometimes we're just too blind or too selfish and prideful to, really hear what he's saying. And so I think that's good, C. Duffle, and just keep that. Stay in tune with the Holy Spirit, because that's the benefit we have of being Christians and really following Christ and living for Christ and being in the Word and being in prayer and living that way is he will let you know things so you don't have to go through things you might have went through without the knowledge of him.
Right. Yeah, I believe that solely. Yeah, I believe. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Hey, C. Duffle, people in the chat are wondering, and I'm wondering, who were your producers on this album, and who produced Fade Away?
EIPK, Epic Beats.
Okay. He's
one of the main producers I use for Reprobate. I used this guy named Phalek, and then the other ones I produced.
Okay. So remember the rain, that sample. I think I heard 7 on that beat before. Is that possible?
Oh, word?
Yeah.
It could be possible. I didn't buy the exclusive, so I
all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It could be possible.
Yeah, I was
Luke
listening
with
to
the call outs.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I've heard this beat before. But you did something different with it, so I thought that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that was all God right there, man.
Dude, there was now that you're talking about like you being in tune with the Holy Spirit and like having a sense of urgency when it comes to creating your art, I feel like I could totally hear it on this project. Like on that title track on I Am, like you're just like digging in and just going for it. No hook, just like punching us in the face right away. Can you talk about that song I Am? What does that mean to you?
I am was a lot, man. Like when I was writing it, I didn't realize what I was writing. Like I said, like God was like writing. So like when I like really just broke down what was going on, basically I am is talking about like we in a world that's falling apart. That's why with the visual it's fire everywhere, it's destruction. That's what that was for. It's like God literally like just took my body to a place where it's like, hey, this world is finna die. You know what I mean? And I am is talking about the different things that's going on as far as people getting drawn away with astrology when the Bible was telling us not to study astrology, numerology, the study of numbers, like all of the different stuff like that people are doing that was originally taught to us through fallen spirits, fallen sources. Yeah. So it's basically like God is saying, wake up and this is who I am. Because a lot of the times preachers preach about the love and grace, which is fine. Because God is loving and he has grace, but he's much more than just love and grace. So when his judgment and his wrath and all of his other emotions come, we opt out. Like I didn't sign up for this. Right. We was just never taught about it. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like we serving that same God that was in the Old Testament. Yeah. So we just like, that's what I am is about. Like, don't get it twisted. I am still who I am. I'm still God. I'm still everything. You know what I mean? So don't use grace as a way to, use it as an excuse to sin, because that I'm not part of sin. Right. Like he called us to be perfect. You get what I'm saying? So that's where that attribute was, that's how that was centered.
And that's what's funny. A lot of people do use Duffle. You're right. Jesus came and took away a lot of the Old Testament stuff, but no, he actually called us to live higher. So there's actually more responsibility, I think, for us now, since Jesus came and died and rose again. And now there's more responsibility that we have for that, So people that overuse God's grace, it's always the scary situation. God's grace is something we don't understand, I don't think, but it's also something not to be played with, So I think that's good that you mentioned that, and just knowing, live higher. I've always had arguments with Christians that want to argue about even weed, cigarettes, drinking, sex, all those things. Why do you want to do things just to get by? Right? Because what are the chances? Maybe you are wrong. Maybe these things. Maybe God does see these things as bigger issues than you think. Why can't we just live that much higher? Why do we always have to do things just to get by? Because I feel like if you're living just to get by and just to make it to heaven with as little effort as possible, is that love for Jesus? Is that like real true love for Jesus if you're just trying to get by?
Exactly. And we have to get in our mind that we have to sell out completely. Yeah. It's an old saying, 99.5 on doing. That's true. If the devil got 1%, he got your whole body. And that's what we don't recognize. It's because like, if we're not sold out to Christ, it's a lot of things that's going on in third world countries that we're really not just, counting. And we're acting like it can't happen to the United States, even though the United States is in debt. Right. So it's a lot of people that's getting their heads chopped off for the faith in third world countries. Right. As we speak. Yeah. It's a lot of people like China. It's a lot of underground churches in China because they can't worship God fully in effect. If they do, they'll get thrown in jail. Yeah. So it's a lot of stuff that's going on. We just haven't been, the United States haven't been faced with that life or death situation. Either you choose God or not. If somebody come to you with a gun in your face and be like, deny Christ or I'm gonna take your life. Right. You have to be fully sold out. And a lot of churches don't want to think of that scenario. They automatically go to, well, God is going to take all the saints up before that happens. So we're not even worried about all of that stuff. We when the rapture comes, we all going to leave. Well, that's not even biblical. Right. The Bible say that Jesus is coming after the seventh seal in Revelations. So if you really think about it, all hell broke loose out of 1 through 7 seals. Before the saints were even raptured up. So it's just a lukewarmness that's about the United States because we really haven't been faced with tribulation.
Well, and I think we look at Jesus and the Bible through the lens of America, through an Americanized lens, instead of really looking at it through the lens of, how was Jesus talking? Who was he talking to? what was the culture? So I think that is one problem that we do have, and I think we need to step up and kind of see more, because there is a lot going on even in our country. Like you said, the country's changing a lot right before our eyes. You know, I mean, to the point where the Raiders and other sports teams, like, you can't go to a lot of places without the vaccine now, right?
Right.
And people are trying to argue different things with that being the mark of the beast or the predecessor to that, but I just think it's something where they're trying to control us, right? They're trying to see what they can do more and more with these certain things. And we're seeing our country change a lot, you know.
I think the main thing is that we're becoming like a post-Christian country, and this is something that hasn't been seen in America, right? So, like, and I say post-Christian, it's not like, yeah, it's just like the idea, you know, like Australia and like some places in UK, Christianity isn't the predominant thing.
Yeah.
And so like there's so many different facets of like what people think about morality or religion, and so I feel like COVID and 2020 and all this stuff has kind of accelerated that, and like it's like kind of shocking our system. But like the deal is, I feel like the battle lines are becoming way more evident. Like there's like a more evident like black and white, like you're for it or you're against, you know, you're for me or you're against me. So I feel like that's what's been happening. Like you said, it is changing. Yeah. And I feel like just a lot of this stuff, like all the crazy stuff, I don't even know some of this stuff that if we could have controlled it, like it's just going to happen anyway. Yeah. Like he's saying, you know, end times, like some of that stuff we're not going to be able to control.
A lot of it's biblical, and that's why even when the pandemic hit and everybody's scared and oh, this, you know, but this might be the end. But the thing is,
we're on the side that wins, though.
And that's what I'm saying. As Christians, I didn't understand why so many Christians have lived in so much fear. And Richard Cutright just said people grew up going to church, not coming to Christ. And I think that's huge, because there were so many Christians that were scared and that are still scared with COVID and with different things going on in the world. Right. And I mean, I'm wearing a shirt that says fearless, you know, and God tells us not to have fear because we do know the ultimate finale, correct?
Right.
We do know that God has us, even in this world, not even when we die. Like that's beyond that, right? But even in this world, God is protecting us. If you're in Christ, you have everything you need. So you can walk fearlessly, right?
Yeah.
You can walk fearlessly in this world. You don't have to give in to all the fear that the world gives, you know? And it's legit fear sometimes. But you don't have to give into that emotion of fear. You don't have to give into what they want to pour into you to tell you to be scared of.
Right.
If they weren't pouring this vaccine so hard into people's minds, a lot less people would be scared. Same thing with COVID. Like there was a lot of people, not saying it's not real because it is real.
Right.
People have died. I've known people that have died from COVID. But to live in that fear,
right.
People have died in planes. People have died from cancer. People have died from heart disease. Yeah. That's not, people aren't living in fear of going to McDonald's and fast food places, even though the food we eat in America is killing more people than anything else, right?
Right.
Cigarette smoking,
but you still
alcoholism. I mean,
you still wear a seatbelt, right?
Yeah.
And so like there was some point where people thought the government was trying to control us because they're forcing us to wear seatbelts.
Yeah, but a seatbelt isn't something. So with a vaccine, that's something we don't know what it is that they're putting in our body, right?
But if you get COVID, are you going to take the drugs that the doctor offers you?
I already got COVID and I took vitamin C and water.
No, but like if you end up on a ventilator or something, like
that's different.
You don't know what the medicine is
when you're on a ventilator,
right? But you don't know
a difference.
It's all experimental. They're using around in the hospital.
Yeah, but you're walking around healthy,
right?
And you're being forced now. I don't care. It's a choice. I don't care if someone gets it.
Right.
I can care less if somebody gets it. But now that they're trying to make it mandatory, and I bet there's some churches that will start doing that too. You'd have to show your vaccine card to get into a church.
And I believe it's just the power of broadcasting. A lot of people don't break that word down. It's broadcasting. You're casting knowledge broad to everybody else. You know what I mean? So that's one of the tactics that the devil uses as far as like to cause fear. You gotta realize that this world has to get to chaos in order for the Antichrist to come, because he is to offer a solution. He is to offer peace. one world peace, one
Yeah.
world religion, one world. It's peace that he's offering. So how can he offer peace if the world is not chaotic?
Yeah. But I also don't like getting caught up in that, because I feel like Christians, since the days of Jesus, when he said we're living in the last days, the Christians of that day thought that they had like 10 years left, right? 5 years, 2 years, 6 months.
Paul thought he was living in the last days, you know.
Every generation thought it's the last days.
Right.
And to, it's always good, like live like, you know, we could walk out of this building and die today.
Right.
So always live with that. But I always get a little disturbed too when every single thing that happens in the world, oh, we're living in the last days. Like, are we closer? Yeah. Can it be another 500 years? Yeah. Because every generation has thought that. So we need to be careful too, throwing out the last day stuff. And as Americans, we're seeing some stuff finally that's a little more biblical, but other countries have been dealing with this since then.
Yeah, it's true.
For thousands of years still, you know, and we get caught up in our American Christianity thinking that it's happening to us now, so now it must be the last days, you know? Stuff's been happening forever.
In the context that I was getting it from, it's actually a vision that God had gave Daniel. If you look at that vision, it's talking about the statue of Babylon, and he said that he was going to let Babylon reign. So it was the different brasses and irons that these people use, like Persia and all of that stuff, and it came to iron, which was the legs, and the legs was divided, right? Our legs are divided. What was iron? Roman Empire, right? The Roman Empire wasn't conquered, it was divided. You get what I'm saying? And then, you know, it goes to, you know, Catholicism and all of that stuff. It began to merge the clay and the iron, which was the feet. And that was Catholicism, how Constantine came into church and they began to have like the pagan holidays. They've been giving them to Christian, just merging everything together. And next thing you know, after the feet, it was the toes, which is going to be the 10 governments that are going to be formed together in unity. After that, a rock was going to come and smash and destroy the whole statue. You know what I mean? So it is biblical in text. You know, why I'm so adamant about it now, it's just like God is showing us sign after sign after sign after sign after sign. You know what I mean? The Bible has so many prophecies. Yeah,
but see, Duffle, there's been signs forever, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying we can't live like it's the last days all the time. We can't be waiting for the last days to happen. You know what I'm saying? We can't be
fearful of it.
Not even fearful. God calls us to live a certain way on earth, and he's given us life on earth for a certain reason. And with so many Christians always going out preaching, it's, you know, we got all the predictions. I mean, we see it all the time. In my lifetime, I've been to churches that predicted the last days. This is going to be the last year at least 60 times, you know? Right. So that's why I don't like getting caught up.
Supposed to do that.
But that's why I don't like getting caught up in that. That's why I don't like getting caught up in that, because there's a purpose for us to live here on earth instead of waiting for what we're going to do into heaven, you know? But all right. Whole Bible study right there that went somewhere else. C. Duffle, let everybody know where they can find you, where they can find this new project.
All right, so everybody can find me on my Facebook page, C Duffle LLC, Instagram, C Duffle LLC, YouTube, C Duffle LLC, pretty much all the way around. This album is on all streaming platforms. I just heard today that it hit Spotify, so make sure y'all run them streams up, man.
Dope. All right, and like we said before, man, go buy the project. Don't just stream it. If you want to support, if you like the music, buy it. I don't like telling people to support stuff that just because, you know? Right. Don't just support to support. Support things you like. Right. You know?
Yeah, so if you thought it sucked, don't support it. But
yeah, exactly.
I mean, we think it's dope, so you might as well just go support it.
And if you want the rest of the Book of Revelation Bible study, C. Duffle will be doing a live tomorrow on his page. But we appreciate you, bro.
I just might. I appreciate y'all, man, for taking the time out. You know, it really means a lot.
Yeah, man, I definitely appreciate you showing us your high school diploma too, man. That definitely means a lot. You know, that you went to school, graduated, and now you're a hip hop star.
Yeah, I actually failed 2 years, man. I don't tell a lot of people that, but I failed 2 years. So that was a minor setback for a greater comeback.
So you didn't graduate So that's
did
your
graduate.
8th grade. Oh, I thought that was your 8th grade diploma.
No, like it was a lot of tension, like making me want to get my GED, but I was like, no, I'm finna stick this thing through. I'm finna get my diploma. So I got my diploma.
Cool. All right, Luke, I'm gonna let you choose what song we play on the album.
I want to hear "I Am" again, the title track. It's like track 2, I think.
Cool. This is "I Am" C Duffle off the title track. "I Am" C Duffle, man. We appreciate you, bro, and we will definitely be in touch again soon, man. That is C Duffle. This is "I Am" right here. Speak Life Radio. Here we go.
It's just different.
Yeah. Yeah. Woo. I am. This is the intro. See Duffle. Let's get it. Yeah. Look around, I see all the nations and they falling to the ground. People really lost and they're not looking to be found. Concentrated on their lust, Jesus is coming in the cloud. They gotta see it, this the caller, just continue to be bound. The ram of judgment's near, I see the stars are falling down. Gabriel shines his horn, preparing for that jubile sound. At the ground that shall be few, the others rest shall be compounded with great darkness, separation from the one that deemed the crown. Look around, in your time one day it won't be solid ground. Just like Noah, here's your ark, but you refuse and now you drowning. Numerology, astrology, there's something odd to see. I break your odyssey, your dragon slayer, Greek mythology. I go to colonies, they say I'm young just like a prodigy. Just who I'm called to be, you called for more than who you claim to be. This is destiny, I pray this message pierce your artery. Cause you a pottery, a piece of artistry, a carpentry. Instead what started me, that blood of sacrifices like an archery. I've dropped that bow so many times, this war is commonly. On this side of peace, don't need no Jesus piece. A piece of Jesus live inside of me, know your theology. People trade their soul for a pyramid. Don't watch geometry, think solemnly to worship side of me. Abomination, no apologies. Keep your apology. You can stay far from me if you were constantly in spiritual poverty. Work on the purest cosmetology. And I promise on my mama, I won't let it go. What you buried deep within is coming out for sure. But the walls and they fall like they Jericho. Bubble up and lose your cap just like a Jericho. Promise I'll be up to fight what they not before. This life ain't for the weak, what you clapping for? Fighting devils with the word, what they strapping for? On the meat of the word, knowledge in my soul. Yeah. Y'all know what I mean? Let's get it.
Yo, that is C Duffle. I Am. We're gonna get into another track off the album called Sunken Ship 2 right here. Speak Life Radio. We're gonna be right back with live music and video reviews.
Yeah. Yeah.
Time to zip another bag.
Don't wanna be a sunken, don't wanna be a sunken ship. We all must go through something, help us survive when that iceberg hit. I was built just to beg your gifts. Don't want to be a sunken, don't want to be a sunken ship. I'd rather have cheese wearing white like Alfredo. Money ain't green without trees, so who made those? Universe bound to create what I say so. Flames burning all of my soul, I spit fuego. This shit never lay low, worth more than pesos. Merchants out here sinning, I'm a dip like that queso. Righteous equal winning, know that ship never say so's. Within me who is resting is the spirit that create those. A third of man is gonna sink like sand. Never fly again, can't be Peter Pan. Like avoid the hook of that fallen man. Jesus, make me fly and I will never land. Jesus revealed to me the mystery and literally before me what you're hearing, his epiphany. And lyrically I package it according to his literacy. And you receive the fruit of my lips of the Eden tree. You best believe that. Don't wanna be a sunken, don't wanna be a sunken ship. We all must go through something, help us survive when that iceberg hit. I was built just to beg your gifts. Don't want to be a sunken, don't want to be a sunken
They stripping
ship.
everything we've known. They're gonna tap your phone, America. It's the horror of Rome. The pip is coming home. The little horn is gonna rise again. The deadly wound is gone. And if you don't have the Lord within, you gon' be on your own. They encourage you to do your sin and not to keep within. But when you hear that knocking on your heart, be sure to let him in. Because he coming with a set of rules. Well, that's where it depends. Cause he wanna write them on your heart. Your will have to bend. Full of broken pieces, I would have to recommend. You need the Alpha and the Omega. Only he can comprehend. And only to his children he proceeds to reprimand. And only to a foreigner, unspoken common sense. They on the fence, they take offense to the list of regulations. They say they with the kingdom, but they lack the registration. So for me, I know you're not gonna be the conversation. Commotion, mixed emotions, it's the tip of combination. Commotion, I
iceberg. Split the ship a rude awakening. Pick a side, the middle is no longer it was taken. Either black or white, the gray is not in the equation. A sunken merchant ship is the third of its creation. Don't be the Titanic, they gonna run and panic. Be walking on Atlantic. Jesus is one who planted the kingdom on the earth. It's bigger than Atlantis, so children know your worth. Your daddy made the planet, study the pattern. It's all about the ring. He looking for a Saturn, someone to call a queen. So to the dibbling and dabbling, you know fit for a king. Don't be looking for that oil when he come back on the scene. No more actors on the set. Jesus coming back again. Put your gown on like the rest. Are you gonna make it in? If it's party, it is less fortunate that you gon' win. Pay attention to the walls. Change is not how you pretend, but it's how you live this life. I'm not talking about good deeds. Were you connected to Christ? Did you labor like his trees? Did you give your life to him? Did he really set you free, or did you use his grace to blind yourself to how what you don't need? Think about it. Don't wanna be a sunken, don't wanna be a sunken ship. We all must go through something, help us survive.
All right, that's C. Duffle, Sunken Ship 2 right here off the new album, I Am. Make sure you guys go get that right now, man. And support C. Duffle, the man, the myth, the legend, the turtleneck. We'll get him on again, man. It's definitely was a pleasure having him on the show tonight.
Turtleneck. Yeah, all his pictures have turtlenecks. I forgot that. That's
he's
great.
always wearing turtlenecks.
Yeah, that's good.
The very first song he ever submitted before we even knew who he was, he had a turtleneck on, and
have you heard that
it's
Mitch
been over
Hedberg
ever
joke?
since.
Have you heard that Mitch Hedberg joke? I like wearing turtlenecks because it feels like I'm being strangled by a really weak guy all day.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Oh man.
Oh man.
But shout out Luke. Appreciate you coming to the studio tonight.
Yeah.
I'm out of it a little bit. Telling you a little bit off air.
You had a tough day.
It's not even. It wasn't even tough. It's not like it was a bad day.
Yeah.
It was just the timing. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes the days go by way too fast, and you're like, oh wow, it's 4.
Right.
I need to get to the studio.
Yeah.
Have way more stuff to do than 2 hours before my first show starts in the studio, and then technical difficulties on the first show, and then here I am. You know, starting a little bit late tonight. But we do have some music submissions, and it's just me and Luke. And I feel a little weird having just 2 white people critique your hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially if like then a white person wins song of the night or video of the night, then it just looks like a lot of white privilege.
Right.
And I just don't want that to happen. So we brought one of our friend of the show. He taps in with us all the time. We've interviewed him before. We actually need to do another interview with him again soon because he's always doing something. That's what I love about some people are always active doing something.
He's always
with
grinding.
music.
He's always hustling. Yeah.
Exactly. But we have one of my favorite people, man. My man DJ Lost and Found live with us tonight, right here
Lost and Found
on the show. Super late.
Black Power.
Black Power. We can't say white power, can we? Can you, Luke?
No,
Okay.
we can't.
We can't say it.
I'll give you permission tonight. It's all good.
No, Luke can. I won't.
So you are lost and found, correct?
Yes, sir. Lost and then found.
Oh, gotcha.
That
Gotcha.
doesn't work.
Lost
It
then
doesn't.
found. Okay.
Yeah, I might scrap it all.
It's done. Changing the whole name right now because of Luke. Man, tell us what you've been to, man, before we get into these reviews, man, real quick. Just been doing a lot of music. I know you got the podcast now. What's that been like, you know, being on, interviewing people all the time now and doing your thing?
Right, man. So I'm used to doing radio. I started in radio, actually.
Okay.
At Rise Up Worldwide. And I did radio for about a year and a half. The nice thing about it for me, I'm an introvert, man. So I the nice thing about radio is you don't have to be on screen. Like I would close my eyes to ask my questions, just so that I didn't fumble my words and stuff like that. So, the different thing is now, on video, everything is captured. So if I'm not prepared, it shows, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's good. I think that God is forcing me out of a comfort zone so that, so that I may be used however he wants to use me. Because I like just being in the background, to be honest.
That's good, man.
Introverts unite. Here we go.
Introverts unite.
I'm an introvert. Quan, are you
Let's do
introvert?
it.
Not really.
Okay.
I feel like
Are you an
I
ambivert?
have a problem with introverts. Not with introverts in general, but with Christian introverts. Because everyone says they're an introvert, and I know they're not really. Not everybody, but a lot of the people that say they're introverts aren't.
Okay.
I feel like it became a fad in Christian hip hop a few years ago. I'm just an introvert. This is so hard for me to be on stage and to post myself every single day and to brag on myself every single day. It's so hard. Here's my coffee brand. Here, stop it. You guys aren't introverts. You guys love being out there. You love everything. You love people touching you and talking to you, hugging you and buying all your stuff. And you love your face. You love preaching into the camera. Because you want to look at yourself preach.
Yeah, as a true introvert, though, being away from people is what charges you up. And so, yeah, if you're doing stuff like that, you're not an introvert. Yeah, that's right. Because you're like, look at me. I need people around me. I need to do this.
And I'm telling you, like, listen and watch. Like a lot of these Christian artists say that all the time.
But that's kind of like fake humility, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's all God. No, you just shouted yourself out for 10 minutes and like, but it's not me, it's all God.
Or they're a slave to the algorithm. One or the other.
Yeah.
One or the other, man.
Yeah. The algorithm. It's hard for me, man. So DJ Lost and Found, how do you deal with that? Because I do hate social media. I don't like needing to post every day, but you do need to post every day to get stuff out there and get stuff promoted.
Like, yeah, if you post every day, then that means people see one thing from you.
And you have to post yourself. I notice you post yourself more. Even the social media algorithms will put your stuff out there more.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'll go to other pages of mine just to see what is popping up of my page.
Right.
Because I have a lot of different, Instagram pages and stuff like that. Yeah. So I could stalk all the women. But all my exes. No, but just different brands and stuff, my Vegas High Media, the Gorilla Cross. So I'll go and I'll see what pops up automatically.
Yeah.
And it's always like the picture of me. It won't be like the flyer I promoted, right?
Right.
So how do you deal with that? Being a public figure and doing stuff like that, dealing with the social media.
Yeah, so I hate promotion, man. I honestly hate like Instagram. I think I joined Instagram in 2019 or 18 because I was on the radio show. I had no interest in being on there. For me, it's more of a hindrance with all the visuals and stuff of the females and all that. So I try to stay away. But as an artist, you have to do it because the thing is, if people don't see you on Instagram or Twitter, Facebook, whatever it is, posting your stuff, like your content, like I have a song dropping this Friday. I haven't really posted a whole lot, but if people don't see you posting, then they think you're not promoting at all. My preferred place to promote and to push is actually Facebook ads and run ads, behind the scenes. So I don't really have to be posting anything, but you have thousands upon thousands of people who are seeing your content. That's kind of like how I've grown my platform, and then also like my playlist from 3 people to 1,600.
Nice.
So I'm big on ads, but you do have to post. Like Luke said, they might show you, and especially now, like you're saying, if you post like an album cover, they might show it to 10 people, 50 people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you are doing a short video with your face, then they might show it to 500, 5,000.
Right. Yeah.
So that's really the thing is trying to figure out the algorithm. At this point, I can care less about the algorithm. I'll post just because I know that's where people are.
Yeah.
But I'm really more focused on djlostandfound.com.
But I mean, it really helps you, though, DJ Lost and Found. It really helps you whenever you just put out dope stuff. So, like, if you sucked, then nobody would click it anyway. But, like, now you have kind of some name recognition, like, oh, DJ Lost and Found dropped a new song. I got to click that, right? So, like, that kind of helps you a little bit, right?
Yeah, sure. It helps. I mean, it helps when people like Luke post you on their playlists, like 5 times. That's a big help. I gotta shout him out. I see the numbers, Luke. Thank you. But yeah, it definitely it does help. It's not useless, but for me, it's just I feel like that's going away. They're taking these platforms away. Yeah. I mean, if you say the wrong thing, they're taking your platform away. If you're Trump, you're taking your platform away. Yeah. So I'd much rather build my own platform where I can try to drive people to.
It's good.
But as soon as they figure out that you're doing that, they stop pushing your posts. So it's
and
it's difficult.
even ads. You mentioned ads on Facebook. Even ads you pay for, and I've had some friends that actually won a lawsuit against Facebook because they were posting fake numbers. And they weren't really going where they said the ad was going for the money you're paying. And so that's the thing too. Facebook stopped so much so you would have to pay to get your stuff seen, which I think is kind of shady, but at the same time, that's their platform. They could do what they want with it. But it is hard, man. I mean, and you always have to figure it out. The algorithms change all the time on social media. So it does get kind of frustrating, man. But listen, we are here live right now, broadcasting live from downtown Las Vegas. We have some music and videos that we're going to be reviewing for you guys today on the show. So we're going to get right into it, man, because we do have a lot of how many we got? We don't have a whole lot, but we got enough.
We got some people I know on here.
Somebody sent me a Dropbox link.
Yeah.
I don't know why you sent me Dropbox links.
Dropbox.
Hopefully it plays because I'm not downloading
It's probably pirated. I'm kidding.
For real. All right, this first track
this is that new Kanye.
is 23V Time After Time. So we're going to give it a rating 1 through 5. You can give 4.3. You can give decimals. So DJ Lost and Found, man, you've been on with us before, so you kind of know how it goes. But we're going to do some, man. We're not going to stay on all night. I'm ending it soon. Sooner than people think. But I don't want to be here all night. It's Taco Tuesday. It's one of those days. But listen, we're going to critique this music. Hopefully it's good. I really will be upset if I get a lot of bad music tonight. But this is 23V, Time After Time, right here, Speak Life Radio.
The truth.
Time you kept me, thought I was losing my mind, but you kept giving me signs that you never let go. So this thing I know, that you love me so, I'll keep trusting in you. Time after time after time, time after time after time, you kept me, thought I was losing my mind, but you kept giving me signs that you never let go. Lord, I keep letting you down. Feel like I'ma drown if my feet hit the water. I wanna be better. You paid it all cause I'm trusting you. And every time my life starts falling apart, you help me hold it together. Time after time after time, time after time after time, you kept me. Thought I was losing my mind, but you kept giving me signs that you never let go. Trusting in you. Time after time after time, time after time after time, you kept me. Thought I was losing my mind, but you kept giving me signs that you never let go. So this thing I know, that you love me so, I'll keep trusting in you. Don't know why I continue to fail, try to be someone I'm not. Feels like I'm stuck in the cell. So much pain, but I try to prevail. I know I could weather through it, but all that I've gotten is hell. You're my shelter. I know that you're controlling the forecast, so I'm still standing when the storm passes. You said you never leave or forsake me. Never. The way you love me is so crazy. Time after time after time, time after time after time, you kept me. Thought I was losing my mind, but you kept giving me signs that you never let go. Trusting in you. Time after time after time, time after time after time, you kept me. Thought I was losing my mind, trusting in you. I'll keep trusting in you. I'll keep trusting in you. Oh.
The truth.
All right, that is Time After Time right here. Speak Live Radio, live music and video review. Luke, I'm going to let you go first, man. There's a lot of singing in there, and I know that's your specialty.
Dude, wow. Like, that was a dope hook. I loved the hook. Like, coming in like that, like the hook sings itself. Like seriously, I wanted to hear more of that. I loved how the beat fit with it. I loved just like the mix was really good. Feedback on this though, I would have ordered the song differently. So I needed the flow for the first verse, and then I wanted the melodic verse. You could make that like the bridge. I felt like going from that dope hook to like just a okay, kind of forgettable, singable verse, back to the dope hook, and then to a flow. I was like, yeah, I just felt like it was out of order. I felt like it would have been a better song if we would have had the flow early. So that's all I got. Seriously, like it's a good song. I would go back and listen to it again.
Yeah.
Like
Time after time?
Yeah.
Just keep
time
listening
after time after time. Like I got it in my head. Like I'm gonna go back to that.
Collab.
That's dope. Yeah.
I didn't like this song because of that. Because once the rap verse finally came in, it just sounded like it was just thrown in there now, right?
Right.
If it would have came in earlier, and I wasn't impressed. It was cool, but it sounded like one of those R&B songs back in the 90s or early 2000s where they just had like kind of a generic rap verse thrown in there. It wasn't always played like that, but it would be played like at the club with the rap verse in there, but normally it wouldn't be. So,
but also on this track, I would say like the rap verse was like set up to where like you didn't care about it. Like they dropped the beat down and then it's just kind of like easy rhymes.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Maybe the placement of it made me not like it because I was so into the music already, right?
Yeah.
I was into the song, the singing and everything, and just the whole vibe that to me threw off the vibe. So I'd rather not hear it at all, Yeah. So maybe you're right. The placement of where the hook was or the verse was kind of messed up for me. And then it was a lot of just the hook. It sounded like a big hook.
He knew he had a good hook.
And then a little rap verse thrown in there, and then kind of a singing verse before that going on. And we saw the wave file, so you could even tell, like, when the rap verse comes in, obviously there's a lot less beat in the song.
Yeah.
But the rap verse was lower than all the other vocals, too, so it wasn't mixed as well as everything else either. But
what about you, Lost and Found? What do you think?
Real quick.
Oh, sorry.
Man, Luke, I can't even get my rating.
Oh, I didn't get my rating either. I wasn't able to get my rating. We should just all talk and then give our ratings at the end.
1, 2, 3 rating. 3.8.
Sorry, I'm cutting you off. I'll stop.
No, you're good. You're good. That was it. I like the song. Didn't love the rap verse. I will give it a 3.7 because the singing was very dope. And the beat was dope. And it sounded, the mix sounded pretty good.
Yeah. What do we get out of 5?
Yeah.
3.7 out of 5. Yeah, I give it a 4.2.
Okay. There you go.
All right.
Lost and Found, what do you got?
There we go.
Wow. Man, Quan, I kind of felt the same way as you. For me, I felt like, especially once you left that rap verse, there was no dynamics going into that last hook. He started adding background vocals, and that was cool too. But I'm not going to beat up on the song too much because honestly, when it came in, I was like, okay, this is cool. This is definitely not going to be a bad song, to start. The only nitpick thing is this. I hope this is not a single because it took, I think, 28 seconds just for the hook to come in. A lot of people might just go ahead and skip. That's going to hurt you on the algorithm as far as like Spotify goes if they skip that first 30 seconds. So for me, overall, I really like the song, especially if this is just an album cut. I give it I'm going to stick to my first thought is a 4. I'm going to give it a 4.
Okay. And the good thing is it was a Dropbox link, so maybe it's not done yet. Maybe they need some critique to be able to, decide what they want to do with it if it was ordered right. So maybe they can go back and fix some of those things. So don't just take our words for it, but have some other people listen to your stuff too before you put it out there officially. I think too many people are drawn to just quickly dropping whatever they write and record, and they think they need to release it right then and there. Take your time, get some ears behind it, and then put it out and do it a little more professionally. So, but good track, definitely a good track. Just a few things to work on in my mind and in everyone's mind here. So the next one, shout out to people sending Google Drive and Dropbox links. This is Cut Right. The song is called Rumble right here.
Right.
Speak Life Radio.
The truth.
I see my opponent, he look like a titan, but I know who with me, so I won't be frightened. I'm good with their hands though, they quicker than lightning. As soon as the bell ring, I'm finna ignite them, and I'm ready to rumble. Yeah, I'm ready to rumble. Yeah, I'm ready to rumble.
Reigning champ, but that training camp was strenuous. Off the cuff, relax, slim, I'm about to hem you up. A warship for the Lord, in spirit and truth. I'm right with the king, I'm nice with the dukes. Look, they fly in the coop, cause do the true beast. They play you chicken till you catch them with the two-piece. Salanas, I bob in the weed, the fatal back them down. Making sure the jack's around for the latter rounds. I show them the hook and the cross, talk with my hands. That's the combo. Been processed, salty rounds. That's the combo. Bird call, there ain't a sparrow in the nest. Swallow my pride, eyes lifted, swift the duck on my flesh. Cast clay on the potter's wheel, I leave that alone. When I enable my zone, clean sweep with no dustpan. Call up Cuddy, my cut man. This is that knuckles you buck, fam. This is that all the way up, man.
I see my opponent, he look like a titan, but I know who with me, so I won't be frightened. I'm good with their hands though, they quicker than lightning. As soon as the bell ring, I'm finna ignite them, and I'm ready to rumble. Yeah, I'm ready to rumble. Yeah, I'm ready to rumble.
And I'm Holyfield, chewing ears off with this iron mic. Cause too many wanna judge rounds, they been commentators their entire life. Their denomination is the main event. Online having title fights, giving body blows like the suicide bomber with a vest full of dynamite. Nah, that ain't the Holy Ghost. That's the reason I roll with folk. Tighter than the three-stranded cord. That's the way that we rope was dope. Rockin' sockin' with the real steel. Getting at him is the battle option. Way I fight with the dark side, they probably think that I'm shadow box. Fighting the spirit that's on God. Fighting the street that I'm ball rock. Son of God in my call line. Don't get it twisted like a doorknob. Could've fallen, could've threw the towel in. I was counted out, was a lost cause, but he trained me for this good fight. And the word of God is my montage. So, who need a custom motto when you were made to be a custom model? Built by the one that we trust and follow. Who renews hearts that were rough and hollow. Church in the wild, that's a thriller in Manila. Lay hands on you, that's a one-hitter quitter.
See my opponent, he look like a titan, but I know who with me, so I won't be frightened. I'm good with their hands though, they quicker than lightning. As soon as the bell ring, I'm finna ignite them, and I'm ready to rumble. Yeah, I'm ready to rumble. Yeah, I'm ready to rumble.
The truth.
All right, that is Rumble by Cartwright right here. Or Cutright, my bad. Not Bill Cartwright from the Bulls. DJ Lost the Found, I'm going to let you go first on this one.
Wow. Man. I almost felt like Nuck If You Buck at the end. I was like, I kind of want to fight somebody. Man, this was really good, Cutright. I got to tell you, I'm already a fan of the music. This is really good. I think this is perfect for sync placements. I don't know if they still make that boxing video game. I forgot what it's called. But I think it would be perfect for that.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out?
No, come on, man. Come on. I don't know what it's called.
There was one like
EA, something. EA. It's one of the EA games. But I think this is a great song. And I feel like usually the only issue that I have with Cutright is his vocal mix. I usually want his vocals to be more full. I'm a little bit biased because I'm hearing it over the internet or whatever. I really want to hear the song. If you cover it, you can send me a link or whatever. I really want to hear the song. I really want to hear his vocals and see if they're actually as full as I thought. Because there were some parts where I felt like in the verses that they weren't. But then I loved what he did with the hook when he, really did that Pop Smoke vocal type sound. Loved it. So I'm gonna give it a 4.2. I think that was really strong.
Okay. There you go, man. Definitely high energy, man. I like this song a lot. I feel like the beat could have been mixed better, Lost and Found. I'm not sure if you heard the same thing. The beat didn't sound like it was like really pumping the way the beat should have been pumping as far as the low end. And I'm not sure if that's just, how we got the settings over here or not, but I feel like the beat could have been hitting harder. And I think that was due to the mix. But other than that, I like the song a lot. I think that was definitely high energy. Somebody put in here UFC walk-in music. I agree that is something like to pump up the fighter, pump up the crowd. Definitely a dope live set song. People would be going crazy on that. And placements too, like you were saying, man. Getting video game placements, and we've heard a lot of Christian hip hop artists getting placements on, ESPN cuts. Aaron Cole just got one on the Showtime. Logan Paul and is it Jake Paul or Logan Paul that's fighting Tyron Woodley, but he got a placement on there with one of his songs. So they're definitely looking for placements to make sure you put them in the right hands for stuff like that. But I did like the song. Definitely high energy. And the mix was good. Like I said, there's some things I would have changed with the beat, but the mix was good. And I love it. I love it. Really good track. I will give it a 4.2.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I had the same kind of notes here that Lost and Found did. I said the vocals need more beef on them. I don't even know what that means, but like there was something missing in the vocals. And even when he has the gang vocals, so like the Pop Smoke section of the chorus was cool, but then when he goes to the gang vocals, there was like stuff up here, and then there was not a lot of stuff in the middle, like gluing it all together. I don't even know what that is. It reminded me of like there's some CHH groups back in the day, like Ziklag was like a CHH group I used to listen to, and they would do kind of stuff like that where they're just yelling a lot. Man, it's so cool hearing a song like this, because if you've ever spoken with Cut Right, he always has this energy in person. Like he's vibrating with energy all the time. And it was interesting to me that he chose to go last on this. And so what I knew that meant was that he was going to come with the punchlines. Like, and he threw some punches there. He said something about like the dark side and shadow boxing. And like, I was like, yeah, it was crazy. So I really enjoyed it. It was a good listen. And I would give it, I'll give it a 4.1 just to be different.
All right. There you go. 4.1. But definitely a good track, man. So far, man, I definitely appreciate everybody sending in good music so far.
Right.
Hopefully this is that show where we don't get any bad music, right?
Yeah, that would be dope.
Let's do it.
I think we've scared off everybody that makes bad music anyway. So, all right, this next song is called "Full of Cheer." The artist's name is Vashon. Right here, Speak Life Radio.
Vashon is dope. This is gonna be great. Oh yeah.
Yeah, amen. Yeah. I need it just like anybody. Riding with you, I need shawty. I need the real, not a copy. In your presence, I feel jolly. By your spirit, I am godly. I know that you got me. Even when I'm feeling rocky, it's slipping like I'm playing hockey. You answer me, you never dodge me. I'm a naughty, snotty nose kid, but you know this is still you ain't drop me. Ride together, yeah, we taking off. All this pressure trying to take it off. You love me, so you say you'll take it off. They show me pizza, told me take withdrawals. Anytime you need to know it's there. I won't hide it from you, it is near. I just want to see you full of cheer. I just want to see you full of cheer. Drive it down, I know you down the road. When I move, I know you keep it close. Even when I know I skip a light. Your eyes are on me, never out of sight. These days I see it more. I land like Singapore. In your hands I do adore. Son of man, I won't ignore. I won't ignore your calling, though I know I'm guilty of it. Yeah, yeah. Back in the day, I was feeling perplexed, I ain't wanna commit. Yeah, yeah. Though I had given my life, my heart was still stubborn and stiff. Yeah, yeah. Even though I know that I need you, your death on the cross is legit. Yeah, yeah. Ride together, yeah, we taking off. All this pressure trying to take it off. You love me, so you say you'll take it off. They show me peace and told me take withdrawals. Anytime you need to know it's there. I won't hide it from you, it is near. I just wanna see you full of cheer. I just wanna see you full of cheer.
Your presence is peace. Times I forget as I move through the streets. Trouble surrounded with you incomplete. Take care of the issues I lay at your feet. Blessed that you in my life. Give all the wisdom I need through the night. Blind now I see, help sharpen my sight. Lost in the world, get direction in life. Wisdom will come as I grow. Always remind, can't do on my own. Welcome your truth, weave into song. Sharing the light, I call it home. So undeserving your present. All I'm around you, help out when I'm tested. Thankful you know all of me, I'm accepted. Excited to see you when I hit the entrance.
Ride together, yeah, we taking off. All this pressure trying to take it off. You love me, so you say you'll take it off. They show me peace and told me take withdrawals. Anytime you need to know it's there. I won't hide it from you, it is near. I just want to see you full of cheer. I just want to see you full of cheer.
All right, that is Vashawn Full of Cheer, featuring Name Tobias, I believe, was the second artist on that track right there. I would have not put him on that track. Was he the second verse?
Yeah.
The feature was the second verse, right?
Feature was the second verse, yeah.
I didn't like his verse. It sounded like just a rap verse thrown on a song. Because the whole song was dope, and then his verse was just, it was cool. It's not like he was doing anything wrong necessarily. He just sounded like he was throwing out raps and didn't put the same effort as Vashawn was on that track. And to me, he made the track a lot weaker. And I feel like I know his music already, so he doesn't make bad music.
Name Tobias?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dope.
But on that song, it didn't match the same energy and same flow, and just lyrically, to me, it didn't match. So it took away from the song to me. And then at the beginning, dude, he gave me a John Gibbs vibe when he first came in. He sounded like John Gibbs a lot. I don't know how many people know who he is still in the Christian hip hop world, but that's my dude. So he moved to Ohio. I had no idea.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
I was like, bro, I'm gonna come see you when I'm in LA next month, which we're not going because the show got shut down. But he's like, man, I moved to Ohio, got married. So shout out to John Gibbs. We'll have him on the show soon. But anyways, it gave me that vibe at first, which the John Gibbs vibe, the old school John Gibbs vibe, was a sort of Kendrick vibe too.
Yeah.
But the song was dope, other than the second verse.
Yeah.
So I would have loved to hear just a solo joint and hear him spit both verses on this one. I feel like the vocals could have been mixed a little bit better. I don't want to get too technical on the mix because I did like it. Very dope song. Like I said, man, I'm going to say it one more time. The second verse did need to be there. Took away from the song for me. So I'm going to give it a 3.8 because of that. Probably would have been a 4.5 if you would have rapped both verses. Lost to found.
Wow. Interesting. So I kind of disagree somewhat, right? So, I mean, definitely, I heard I felt like he sounded like Jay Monty, to be honest. That's what the first guy, I think that's Bashan.
Yep.
I think he kind of sounded like Jay Monty on here. But I don't know if I'm getting soft or what, but I liked almost everything about this. Down to like the snare was taking me back to like more southern snares back in the 2000s. But to me, the mix sounded good, but like I said, over the internet, who knows how it actually sounds. But on my end, it kind of sounded clear and it sounded the most professional, I think, that we've heard tonight.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed, I didn't hear all of the second verse, but I really enjoyed everything that I heard so far. And that's definitely for me. I'm going to go back and listen. I'm going to go search that, and it's probably going to get playlisted. So I think I'm going to give it a 4 or 5 just because that's what I was feeling. So
dope.
I've never given that many 4s in one show. This is wild.
3 in a row, right? What's going on?
For real.
Yeah, so now it's my turn. I had already heard this album. I've bumped this album like 20 times probably in the last couple months. I just came upon Vashawn recently. He's a Canadian rapper out of Toronto. I feel like Canadian Christian hip hop is really on the rise. Like seriously, there's so much good stuff coming out of Canada. But
and they haven't had anything to do for the past year and a half. So
I guess, yeah.
Make dope music.
But yeah, the crazy thing is that this track is the very last track on the album. So like you get through the whole album and there's dopeness throughout the whole thing, and then you get to this song. And so it's interesting to me that this is the one that he sent in, because I already know Name Tobias. I've listened to him too, but I did feel like the song itself, the placement on the album, it was like, I don't know what the purpose of putting it last was, because I feel like it's just bonkers. I do agree that
even
Name
the
Tobias,
sound of the song though doesn't sound like a song that would be an ending
last song. Yeah. So I don't know what the reasoning behind that was. I've heard Name Tobias do better on a track for sure, but I didn't mind it. And maybe it's just I just geek out about this song anyway. I love that I found like this dope rapper, you know, that not too many people have heard of. It's cool that he submitted tonight. Yeah, again, like I'm gonna rate this high too. Yeah, I couldn't find anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
Other than like I just was curious as to why it was the last track on the album. I give it a 4.8.
4.8. Look at that.
And so the album that this is on is called I'll Wait, and it's probably a top 15 album of the year for me, and that's pretty high because I have a really long list anyway. But yeah, it's really dope. It's really good.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
If Luke likes it,
actually searches.
we all like it. This next song is called Elevation from the artist Holy Grind, featuring WT Eve. What, Ev? WT Eve. WTEVE. Whatever. All right, right here, Speak Life Radio.
You wretched devil, you can stop trying. We ain't coming off that wall. We here to testify. You lying, Satan, your fragile attempts so pathetic. We ain't going. Opened our eyes are far beyond hatred, strung out on the love of God. God got us glowing. We here to testify. You lying, Satan, your fragile attempts so pathetic. We ain't going. Opened our eyes are far beyond hatred, strung out on the love of God. God got us glowing. That's elevation. We on our Bruce Leroy flow. Show enough, got that glow. Jumping on Satan's head like the Asian man that smashed the radio. Pop said stop playing around with that serpent. That's the last dragon I rode. Not no bodyguard, but with the arm of God, I'll snap the enemy throat. Jim Stone said pray about it. But Grant, you really should link up with Steve Will. Now the collab set, our abstract, glorification of God's will. Better not sleep on us. NyQuil. Praise gotta reach on it. No ceiling. Run with endurance and walk in faith. No fear. See, I was bred in the hood, bled in the hood. Thank God that I wasn't found dead in the hood. Now the man in the hood, give a hand in the hood. On the block with manna, bread in the hood. With a hair for the blood, cause I'm rinsed off in it. Whole fist so dressed off in it. And I don't even care about the clothes. When I die, get a whole new body. Brand new finish. The blood painted lines of these spirit-filled lives. Might wander out of bounds, but thank God for his plumb line. We pulling on and gaining balance, tipping scales to what was just. And when the land with it, can't help but measure up. We here to testify. You lying, Satan, your fragile attempts so pathetic. We ain't going. Opened our eyes are far beyond hatred, strung out on the love of God. God got us glowing. We here to testify. You lying, Satan, your fragile attempts so pathetic. We ain't going.
I need help with this guy.
Opened our eyes are far beyond hatred, strung out on the love of God. God got us glowing. That's elevation.
Grind, this a beat I cut out phone with. Seeking some shit. Pain is enough and applause numbing. Didn't trust but my own towers, now it's all tumbling. Egotistic, need a mention to exist or a metaphor. I'm the sickest, but the sickening part of this is demons more unified than the Christians. We on medicine, I feel attention. Jesus made a public spectacle. I saw Satan follow my retinue. I wasn't off the original, but the Holy Spirit put me in pedestal. Acts 9 be the devil blinded. My identity ain't a sign and no compliments on how I correlate. In your windows, he in your corridor in your window. Protect us from this perilous pestilence. Strong tower, the one that I represent. I repent for my negligence, arrogance, and down me a love for the person that's next to me. He got us rolling much better than ecstasy.
We here to testify. You lying, Satan, your fragile attempts so pathetic. We ain't going. Opened our eyes are far beyond hatred, strung out on the love of God. God got us glowing. We here to testify. You lying, Satan, your fragile attempts so pathetic. We ain't going. Opened our eyes up far beyond hatred, strung out on the love of God. God got us glowing. That's elevation.
Holy Grind Elevation featuring WTEVE. Luke, I'm gonna let you go first.
Man, I thought at the beginning I was gonna be like super bored with this song. And I feel like it kept getting better as I listened to it, which I feel like, so if the second verse was the feature, I feel like that dude owned the song. Like that was the better verse. I feel like the EQ on the vocals was a little like weird. I'm not sure what it was. There was like it was like you could hear the room that he was in while he was recording, and that was really distracting to me. I thought the beat was really intricate and like really interesting, so that kept me listening. It had like this, I don't even know where you're from, but it had like a Dirty South kind of sound, intricate and like really. Oh, I just heard myself twice. That was interesting. Having out of body experiences here. Oh, what was I saying? But
out of body experiences,
yeah.
end of days, toes. I don't know.
Oh man,
you can see Duffle on them.
You hear the room. You said the noise in the room.
Yeah, and the beat was really intricate, and I really liked. It was interesting. I wish there was more production added to the vocals as the song was going. Like I said, I was worried I was going to be bored with it, is because like it felt like a lot of the same. Like the chorus was okay. I needed like maybe some ad libs. So like when that second guy came in, there was some like, all right, I need more snare in my headphones, whatever he said, you know. But like it gets you pumped up to like listen for something. I felt like that first verse was kind of just thrown on there. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm kind of feel like I'm spinning on this. I got thrown off whenever I heard myself twice. But it wasn't a bad song. I felt like it felt a little long to me for some reason, and then I really liked the second verse. So I'll give it a 3. I'll give it a 3.
All right. And I feel the same thing you were saying when you thought it would be boring when it started. And then the mix, I don't think the mix was great.
Right.
It was cool, but I felt like the kick was just too loud. Like the beat needed to be mixed a lot better. And I think that's what was messing up the vocals to me more.
Okay.
So I think overall the whole thing could have been mixed a lot better though. It was a cool song. But I felt, it was a little too monotonous to me. Like it felt like the same thing the whole time.
Yeah.
And the verses were good. He was obviously doing some Last Dragon stuff. I feel like when you do movie metaphors, some people could go too long with it.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't go super long, but I was kind of over that at the beginning. Like, all right, we get it. But it was cool. And I can't really say anything bad about the song necessarily. It's just I didn't feel it. It didn't have any feeling to me.
Yeah.
So it was just cool. I mean, I wouldn't. And maybe it was the mix. Maybe if it was mixed better, I would have got more out of it. But
that's why I was hoping for some more like production changes.
Yeah.
Like throw some ad libs in, double the vocals in places.
Yeah.
To just bring out some of the things you want me to hear.
Yeah. Exactly. So I think maybe, doing more stuff like that, beat drops, I don't know. It was cool. It was cool. It was solid, but I will give it a 3.4. For my rating. Lost and Found, what do you got?
Nice. I think that's still pretty high for what you're saying. I think that there were a couple of issues. This is the first song where I heard the mix, like the kick, like you were saying, way too loud. It was drowning out the vocals for me.
Yeah.
I had to turn up my phone just so I could, try to hear what was happening in the verses. But I actually disagree on which verse was actually my favorite. I actually favored the first verse. I thought that it started off slow, and I felt like I could hear what he was kind of like punching in. But then there were certain cadences that he did where I was kind of impressed toward like the second half of his verse, that first verse. So I think it was overall, it was all right. Nothing that would, I think, really capture people's attention. and definitely for that mix, for it to be that noticeable, I'm going to give it a 3 because it wasn't terrible. You know, it's cool, but I don't think that it was like transcendent or nothing like that.
Yeah. All right. But still, we've had all solid songs tonight, you know?
Yeah.
We haven't had anything that's not listenable. So, I mean, for that to be, you know, one of the weaker songs of the night is very good because that was still a solid track right there. All right, the next track, I believe it's a video. Thank you for sending a Rapzilla link on Gorilla Cross. But it's, I'll blame it on Luke.
Hey, Cut Right was here tonight too, so we're taking over.
It's Young Priest, the Preacher, Talk is Cheap, featuring Japo the Sun, and Shy Moye.
Nice.
Just all three of them together sounds like it's going to be a dope track.
Right, yeah.
So right here, Speak Life Radio.
The truth.
I was down on the ground, now I'm back on my feet. So coach, don't sub me out, I've been shaking dust from my cleats. Gotta go back to my dreams, no matter how hard it seems. And I gotta bring my team, yeah. We know they talking shit, we can't give no less. Working like ain't no rest, hit the when you blessed. We gotta give it our best, what you expect? Pulling up D like we play on the nest. Me and my brothers, we coming on next. I'm applying that pressure, we still need next. My haters, they hating on me. They watch like Patty Philippe, but they ain't gon' make a peep. My father, he making a feast. I'm a big deal, I'ma eat. Best like read him and weed. I'm with no friends, but I gotta stay deep. My family, they counting on me. It's motivation, cause I know they believe. I made it out of the mud. Now I'm cleaner than soap some subs. That means I'm risking the blood. That ain't so good, eat the plug. Always dependable on people, expendable. I was trying to drop they 2 cents. I got the bill cover you a nuisance. Back up, devil, I'ma do this. The proof is in the pudding, it's proven. I was down on the ground, now I'm back on my feet. So coach, don't sub me out, I've been shaking dust from my cleats. Gotta go back to my dreams, no matter how hard it seems. And I gotta bring my team, yeah. We know they talking shit, we can't give no less. Working like ain't no rest, hit the when you blessed. We gotta give it our best, what you expect? Pulling up D like we play on the nest. Me and my brothers, we coming on next. I'm applying that pressure, we still need next. I've been a step, but don't do too much talking. Whenever I'm talking, I'm dropping some gems. I know the devil been watching my move, but he can't make a move cause it's God for the win. All of my homies, they said that they love me, but soon as it's tough, they was flying away. Practice my faith with the word like a shooter with free throws. I'm working it out in the gym. I'm just a man, but I'm at the God. My faith has been rooted, it's no facade. I do this naturally through our catastrophe. Killer award, I don't need applause. I should have been dead, but this walk made me stronger. That be the reason that got involved. Yeah, I just be rapping for nothing, could wasting your time and let God amend your heart. Yeah, I was down on the ground, now I'm back on my feet. So coach, don't sub me out, I've been shaking dust from my cleats. Gotta go back to my dreams, no matter how hard it seems. And I gotta bring my team, yeah. We know they talking shit, we can't give no less. Working like ain't no rest, hit the when you blessed. We gotta give it our best, what you expect? Pulling up D like we play on the nest. Me and my brothers, we coming on next. I'm applying that pressure, we still need next. Talk the street, follow the holy one, I'm a sheep. I was down really low just like I'm a creep. My words be blessing like they heard a sneeze. I ain't talking about lows, but I do got the keys. So lost so many and it caused me to freeze. I'm testifying, I ain't coming to preach. Don't need a record, I just came here to reach. The devil quit, I made a fall for them. I control my demons in me, I'm scorpion. Every time I hit the stoop, the words I be saying, I have your eyes squint like a Korean. Look at the brother turn out to be fake. Keep cutting the grass, gotta watch for the snakes. Had it full time, I ain't taking no breaks. Used to eat ramen, now I'm eating steaks. Yeah. I was down on the ground, now I'm back on my feet. So coach, don't sub me out, I've been shaking dust from my cleats. Gotta go back to my dreams, no matter how hard it seems. And I gotta bring my team, yeah. We know they talking shit, we can't give no less. Working like ain't no rest, hit the when you blessed. We gotta give it our best, what you expect? Pulling up D like we play on the nest. Me and my brothers, we coming on next. I'm applying that pressure, we still need next.
The truth.
All right, that is Young Priest, the Preacher, Talk is Cheap, featuring Japo the Sun and Shy Moye right here. Speak Life Radio, live music and video review. super dope track. I mean, that is super dope. And I already knew with those 3 features that it was going to be a dope track. Those are 3 really good artists. They've all sent us music before, man. So I love this song. The video, we tell people all the time, like, if you don't have a lot to do, like, you can still make it look good. And I think that's what they did with this video.
Right.
Like, the video still looks super fresh, and it kept your attention.
And they weren't doing much.
Even though they weren't doing much.
But it was
They're just
good.
in the studio. The studio, obviously, you got dope studio equipment, so you can get away with just being in a room, rapping and going back and forth and having the right effects, not doing too many changes and not shaking the camera like people want to do when they don't have anything to do on the video. The one thing I don't like on the video is the little box, the high 8 box, because that's getting played out. It's an Instagram filter.
Yeah.
It's on everyone else.
It was just on the Reach playlist that dropped on Friday.
Everyone's been using
everyone's
that.
artwork had that. Yeah.
Everyone's been using that. And I think it's going to be a very dated effect that people are using because it's been all over the place. There's a new font too that looks like a 70s font that everyone keeps using also.
Yeah.
And it's gonna date that, so we're gonna know that's from 2021. And I don't like stuff that I automatically know what the trend was at that time. So that was the only beef I had with that, is that little box is played out already. And it's something that's just been starting to be used a lot. But as far as the song, man, super dope song. Everybody's verse was sick. I feel like Shy Moyer's verse was a little too low.
Low? Oh, you said mix.
As far as the mix is
like, he
concerned.
was singing up high.
No, he was dope. And I like how he switched like that. So he starts off a certain way doing what he does, and then just started kind of rapping more, you know?
Right.
And I thought that switch up just killed it. All 3 of them are super dope, man.
Crazy.
I love this song right here. I'm going to give it a 4.8 because it had that little high 8 thing in there. So I'm giving that a high 8. 4.8. I love that song. Like, I could listen to that song a lot. Like, that's one I would go back and listen to tonight for sure.
Yeah.
So 4.8 for me, which, if you guys know and are familiar with the show, that's pretty high because I might have given a 5 before. I'm not sure, but you don't give any over 4.5s for me. So Lost and Found, what do you got? And somebody said you need to be just DJ Found.
Okay. So it's already trademarked. I mean, you want to give me the 300 back, then cool.
Hey.
So I think on this, man, honestly, I love the song. I think I've already playlisted this. I believe I playlisted this. For me, the video though, I didn't like it, or didn't love it, I should say. It was okay, but I didn't love it because it felt like a COVID music video to me, where everybody was shooting inside because you couldn't get out.
Yeah.
The only thing to me that would have dated this more is somebody having on a mask. Then it'd be like, oh, this definitely happened in like 2020, 2021. But for me, it was just, that was the only thing that was the disconnect for me. Was I wanted a little bit more. I hated that. That was actually one of the things that I saw, that filter. I hated that filter when I saw it. And I think it was kind of more on like the hook when I was paying attention to it. But the coloring was cool. I thought it was high quality as far as what I could see, as far as the video goes. It's definitely going to do well if you put it on like, a Rapzilla or something like that.
Mm-hmm. I think it's already up
there. Don't really care.
Yeah, that was a Rapzilla link.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's I'm sure it's already doing well on there. So solid song. But for me, because it's a video, I'm going to grade it as a video, and I'm going to give it a 4 because I think I wanted more from the video to match how good of a song it is.
There you go. Lukezilla.
Hey, if we're gonna keep getting all these bangers, I could be here all till 3 in the morning. Seriously, this is probably the best show I've ever been on. Wow. Really? I didn't think we could get better than the Vashon song, and then it's like, man, this song was crazy. And I'll probably shoot for the middle, between what you two said. We all love the song, and it's cool because I feel like sometimes me and Quan can go old head with some of this stuff, but I feel like if you do that auto-tune stuff well and you keep it captivating and fun, I'm in. Like, and this is exactly how to do that right there. Like, this sounded like...
And it wasn't heavy auto-tune, and I think that's what people need to, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like some people, they have a hard time differentiating, like you even said, like, Shy Moye was rapping.
Yeah.
He was totally rapping. It was a flow, but he just is a better singer than most. You know, it's not like Nelly on there. It's just like, it just has more butter on it, you know. There's smooth flow with the melody, like, and he elevated it. It was cool to, like, get, like, the theme of it from the hook, and then it kind of carries through that first verse, and then we get the theme again, and then the next rapper, Joppa, I think, was this next guy, and then he kind of does his own thing with it, and then it was like handed off to Shy Moye, and it's just like shoots off like a rocket. Like, that was crazy. So the song was insane, and I actually didn't mind all the stuff with the video. I mean, you look back at, like, you know, Tupac stuff, all that stuff's dated, right? So it's all going to happen at some certain point of time.
Yeah,
where,
but not everybody.
30 years ago.
Yeah, not everybody was making videos now.
Yeah.
Now this is a filter you can get on Instagram.
Right.
You know,
I get it. I didn't mind that, and so I did notice the high 8 filter. It didn't bug me. It was just like, hey, let's just do that.
Yeah.
And also, like, both me and Quan I didn't even think anything about COVID. I'm done with COVID. So I was just like, hey, this is a dope way to do a lot with the little that you have in your studio. And, like, we've seen so many things, it's performing to the camera, and we're like, no, this sucked. Don't do that. But, like, if you're gonna perform to a camera, take some cues from this, because I thought this was really well done like that. So yeah, I mean, I'll give it a 4.8 too.
Okay.
4.8. Yeah, it was.
And a lot of times it's in the editing. You can be creative with editing, and you have a good camera. You get some good shots in there, and you know, you just do little things to make it dope. But all right, next song, which I'm not going to see a lot of. Hopefully, I could handle this business in 30 seconds. But this is Avery Harden with V's Up, right here, Speak Life Radio.
Does make me have to go to the bathroom.
I thought I'd take a crack at it. I've been feeding for success like a crack addict. Breathe life on the beat like a mathematic. Trying to get my numbers up, I'm looking like a mathematic. Sicker than the pandemic, I'ma need a vaccine. Australian fans say I'm king cause the flow mean. Still slept on, but they dead wrong. When I shock the world, I'ma snap like a press on. Harder than they used to, so they wanna see me on the mic. These other rappers suffer than some couscous. Want a connection like a Bluetooth. Focus on the music while you all on my gut like a flu. Trying to devour the beat, bringing the heat. All these wannabes, coward and weak, tough defeat. I see you haters wanting to smoke. Grill up the beef, I murder it in 7 days. Pray for the weak. Look what you just started. I'm on it with ease. As I slaughter the rap genre, don't intervene. Pardon, AV harder like I just sneeze, and I got you all shook like a Parkinson's disease. 400 degrees when I catch the flow, and I'm always on toes like Dr. Schultz, and I'm witty with the bars like Andrew Schultz. Man, I provide the gas like Texaco. I'm like,
all they do is talk, yeah, they don't believe in me. Hey, now I walk my walk, yeah, you don't need me, I leave. All they do is talk, yeah, they don't believe in me. Hey, then how I walk my walk, yeah, you don't need me, I
throw up the peace sign, I've been gone. That's a visionary. Peace sign, I've been gone. That's a visionary. Throw up the peace sign, I've been gone. That's a visionary. Throw up the peace sign, I've been gone. That's a visionary. Here we go again. I beat the track up. I got up out the city, now the girls when I act up. A new chapter, the bay can be captive. The angels in the outfit, assist from the rafters. Chip on my shoulder, could probably be Indian. Don't give me pissies, but run like comedian. Take no days off, work the summer like Phineas. Kick how I kick, tear it up like a tibia. Tell a friend right now, spread it all around how they did, Mad Cow. I'm the best rapper, how you feel right now? And if you disagree, bring the heat right now. Ready to catch a body going thumb in your tail. It's a part of God's plan, I'm only here to prevail. It's a match made in heaven, and I'm giving you hell. They ain't wanna see me shine, so I write it in braille.
All they do is talk, yeah, they don't believe in me. Hey, now I walk my walk, yeah, you don't need me, I leave. All they do is talk, yeah, they don't believe in me. Hey, then how I walk my walk, yeah, you don't need me, I
throw up the peace sign, I've been gone. That's a visionary. Peace sign, I've been gone. That's a visionary. Throw up the peace sign, I've been gone. Yeah. That's a visionary. Throw up the peace sign, I've been gone. Look. That's a mind. Charismatic, rap addict with mad passion. Get on the mic and I spaz at it like bat spasm. Stay on the track like a bad habit, I'm not average. Kill every beat, take a stab at it, I'm not savage. The law set a fire on me. Now I'm showing you people what I aspire to be. Destined to be the greatest, you could call me elite. That's why I flow like a waterfall and I still like a beat. Woo! Rumble, young man rumble. Got up on the side, now I quarterback the huddle. You dropped the ball and I'm picking up the fumble. Balls like a Uzi trying to pop like a bubble. The city of the sin that's erased me. I had to hit the gas like a Stacy. My witnesses, my trees, now they hate me. I made them come true, now they raging.
What is happening? What is
Avery Harden with V's Up right here. Speak Life Radio, live music and video reviews. We have some really dope songs
There
tonight.
are some flames happening tonight. Like there is, what the heck is happening?
Yeah, I'm just going to critique the little bit I saw because I did have to run to the all-gender restrooms that we have in the studio building. I loved what I heard and saw. The filter on the video was cool. It made the water a little too green for me. But
well,
I did
the
like
water
the filter.
sounds at the beginning, like immediately I'm like, oh, I got to.
I already had to go to the bathroom. And then when that came on, you said the same thing. So that would have, I would have lost it if I would have tried to hold it in and watch that video. So I'm glad that I got up before that. But I like it a lot, man. This is definitely one of those nights where everything has been good. Like we haven't had a bad song at all, and it's just almost getting better, maybe even. Avery's dope. We need to get him back in the studio. So whenever you're back in town, Avery, I know you were here not too long ago. Come through and say what's up to us. Man, even the feature on there was super dope. Like it was just a really dope song. Simple video.
Yeah.
But they did things to make the video look really good visually. The effects, like I said, the filter they had on the video, and just the way he spit that last verse too was just ridiculous. And then it just stops, like the way it stopped and everything. The whole song was super dope, man. I can't wait to go back and listen to the whole thing. I will give it a 4.75 because I think it was right up there with the 4.8.
Dude.
I don't know. No, you know what? I'm going to give it a 4.8. I got to give it a 4.8 also because the video was actually a little bit better than the other one and the song was equal to it. So 4.9. I just gave it three different
Okay,
ratings,
so what's your final answer?
Final answer 4.9.
Okay. Wow. Ooh.
And I didn't see the whole thing, so maybe the beginning sucked, but
no,
I saw enough of it to know it was dope.
No, it didn't suck.
All right, Lost and Found.
So man, I thought that as far as the song goes, really good song. And I kind of had the same kind of tie up where I'm like, man, this video with the last video are kind of tied for me, right? Like I felt like this had a little bit better of a video just because some of the effects and like the punching that they did, and which I wish that they did a little bit more. Like that third verse I thought was incredible, from the mixing to his cadences to the lyrics. I thought it was incredible. But I wish that the video kind of matched it, where there was a certain point where the beat dropped out. It was just the kick, just punch. And along with his vocals, I wish it kind of matched visually, where it was like pop, pop, pop with the visuals. But really good. Avery is dope, man. I got my eye on him, definitely. But I think it's much of the same. I think like I said, the last video had a little bit better song to me. But this I think had a little bit better video, I guess, technically speaking. But for me, I think I give it a 4. Because I think they were. This one was extremely good as well. And I don't have a lot bad to say about it. If it was just the song, then I think it would be a different score. But because the video, I got to give it a 4.
So you want to see more in the video for DJ Lost and Found? Yeah, I feel that.
So a little details. I don't watch videos. I have no interest in video.
Really?
Personally, in music videos, you got to capture my attention for me to really want to watch a video.
Yeah.
I'd rather listen to the audio, personally. So for me, I haven't seen that thing that really catches me and be like, oh, I would definitely go back and watch this.
I feel that.
I definitely go back and listen, but watch, I wouldn't care.
Yeah. All right, Luke, what do you got?
I've never heard of Avery Harden, so I actually just went and playlisted this song, and I'm gonna go dig into some other stuff. It doesn't look like he's dropped too much this year, So, I mean, I guess he's got like 4 singles from this year. So I'll go like look at those. So I'd never heard him before. This is my introduction to Avery Hardin right here. Dude, it can spit. Like, I just wanted to sit and watch him rap. Like, I was enthralled. Like, I was in it. And another thing is that beat, the way that it switches up underneath him to enhance what he's doing over the top. Like, I would have been mean mugging just listening to the beat. Like, I was like in. I was hung up a little bit on like the first time I heard the hook. I wasn't ready for it to sound like that. I'm okay with it, but there was something like the first introduction to that hook. It was like I wish like my ears would have been ready for that. Like I don't even know what that is. Like I know like Zay Hill, he kind of sings like that a little bit, and anytime he's gonna be on a track, you kind of hear him in the background at the beginning, and I feel like that's kind of his brand that he put on stuff, but it helps me like be ready for that sound later in the song. That's just my one critique of it, because it was crazy. So I'd never heard of this guy. I was like, what is happening? Like every song has just been dope tonight. So and I didn't like the outside shots. I don't know about like standing on his roof and stuff. I like the shot of him next to the pool where he's not addressing the camera. Like he's very confident in what he's able to deliver, and so he knows that you're captivated by what's happening, and so he doesn't have to look at you. And I thought that was really dope. And then of him like sitting on the top of the house like that was cool. I didn't know about the standing on the house. Like it seemed a little dangerous for me. I don't want people to get hurt.
Don't try this at home.
Yeah, don't try that at home. Man, it was so good. Yeah, I give it a high rating too. I give it a 4.7. I think I like the Shy Moye song better.
Okay.
So, but man, it's so good, so good. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, this could still be my song of the night after it's all said and done. But I'm just saying, yeah, crazy. Okay.
All right, there we go. This is the last song of the night coming up right now, folks. So,
let's go.
Which is good, man. Good timing. You know, it's right at 2 hours of the show. But we appreciate everybody for tuning in live right here on Speak Life Radio every Tuesday. We're going to be back on Friday at 2 p.m. West Coast time, right here on Gorilla Cross Radio also. And then next Tuesday, we're going to be live here again, 8 p.m. West Coast time. And I'm going to try to be on time all the time from now on, folks. But technical difficulties happen. But next Tuesday, we got Antoine Hill from Kingdom Music. He's going to be live on the line with us. We're going to be interviewing him, talking about the music, maybe some politics. You know what I'm saying? He loves his politics. And just what's going on with Kingdom Music and what he's up to, and listen to some of his stuff. So, all right, this last track of the night, Young G Maverick. The song is Grace and Mercy featuring Monica Hill Trejo, which I never say that name right because you got to roll the R and J and something like that. I don't know. Anyways, here we go.
The truth.
This one crazy. Lord, I thank you for your grace and your mercy. You are worthy to be praised, yes, you're worthy. Lord, I thank you for your grace and your mercy. You are worthy to be praised, yes, you're worthy. All the times that I disobeyed, all the times that I walked away, all the times that I went astray, for every way that you made. Lord, I thank you for your grace and your mercy. You are worthy to be praised, yes, you're worthy. Lord, I thank you for your grace and your mercy. You are worthy to be praised, yes, you're worthy. All the times that I walked away, all the times that I went astray, for every way that you made.
When I look back over my life, I sit back and realize it was you by my side. I saw the lows and the highs, all the dark blue skies, all the times that I should have died. Every time we went to Mexico, steady starting to blow, crossing hard on the low just to get some cash flow. Every time we went to restock, crossing the border with orders coming back, smoking and selling that rock. Stitches making blocks hot, wanting cops, spark units, eyes under covers, whatnot. Sitting watching, seeking snapshots to the crack spots, thinking jackpot, ready to shut down the shop. Every time that I disobeyed, and every time that I walked away and went astray, you made a way. This is the day that the Lord has made, so lift your hands up and let's give him all the praise, yeah.
Lord, I thank you for your grace and your mercy. You are worthy to be praised, yes, you're worthy. Lord, I thank you for your grace and your mercy. You are worthy to be praised, yes, you're worthy. All the times that I disobeyed, all the times that I walked away, all the times that I went astray, for every way that you made. Lord, I thank you for your grace and your mercy. You are worthy to be praised, yes, you're worthy. Lord, I thank you for your grace and your mercy. You are worthy to be praised, yes, you're worthy. All the times that I walked away, all the times that I went astray, for every way that you made.
Lord, I thank you for the ways that you made, even though so many days I just turned and walked away. I remember sitting here, looking in the mirror, living life out with no fear. I remember living life in the fast lane. I remember swinging, banging, switching lane to lane. I remember playing cat and mouse games, moving things, man. I was a slave to them chains. I was a sinner just lost in my sin, trying to find myself within, poor sinner trying to fit in. I was a sinner just lost in my sin, trying to find myself within, poor sinner trying to fit in. Lord, I thank you for the grace. Lord, I thank you for the mercy. Lord, I thank you for this peace. Lord, I thank you because you're worthy. Lord, I thank you for your wing of protection, even through the times that we don't listen.
Lord, I thank you for your grace and your mercy. You are worthy to be praised, yes, you're worthy. Lord, I thank you for your grace and your mercy. You are worthy to be praised, yes, you're worthy. All the times that I disobeyed, all the times that I walked away, all the times that I went astray, for every way that you made. Lord, I thank you for your grace and your mercy. You are worthy to be praised, yes, you're worthy. Lord, I thank you for your grace and your mercy. You are worthy to be praised, yes, you're worthy. All the times that I disobeyed, all the times that I walked away, all the times that I went astray, for every way that you made.
The truth.
All right, that was Young G Maverick, Grace and Mercy right here, featuring Monica Hill Trejo right here. Speak Live Radio, live music and video review. I like the hook a lot. It could have been mixed a little better, but I do like the hook a lot. She could sing, and it like the heart behind her singing was really dope. I like that part a lot. The video of her singing was just weird, like she's recording in a house. So if you're gonna do a shot where you're just singing into the mic, be in a better studio, I guess. Like rent out a studio to film that part. But you could tell it was probably she filmed her part, and recorded her part and sent it to him, right?
Yeah.
Or whoever was gonna do the video, and then he's somewhere in Mexico,
right,
looking in windows and sitting on park benches. I didn't understand the theme behind the video. And then the effects, the fire effect that was very cheap looking. And then like it was a good camera, right? They got an HD camera.
Yeah.
But didn't put any type of effects, any color correction, anything on that. And then half the time he's just sitting there like, I know as a videographer, if I was sitting there watching this dude, like, hey, I'm just going to sit here, shoot this part. Yeah. And you're just sitting there like filming him, like gaze into the sunset as he's sitting on a park bench. You need to do way more with the video. Right. The video was not good. There was no theme behind it, and it looked like there was going to be a theme.
I think in the first verse he said something about going to Mexico, though, right?
Yeah, so he mentioned that in his song, so he decided to go to Mexico to shoot the video and sit there and creep through windows. So he traveled all that way. But there should have been way more concept, and I didn't see a concept to the video at all. Hopefully he just went to like New Mexico, went to Albuquerque or something to shoot that, and didn't have to actually cross the border. But it just wasn't a good video. There's a lot you have to do for the video. I'm not sure who shot that, but there's a lot more you have to do. Monica Hill, like, she was dope. Yeah. She was really dope, and I like her a lot. his rapping was very basic. There are some very basic metaphors, very basic, just it's basic. So many people rap these days. Now, I mentioned this probably once on every show. So many people rap. So what are you going to do to set yourself apart and sound different and make somebody want to actually listen to you and not just tell your friends like, hey, I rap, listen to my song, and those are the people that are going to listen to your stuff, just do more, listen to other music to hear rhyme patterns, like steal some rhyme patterns to start out and then flip it up from there. Like do something a little bit different. But it was cool, man, but I got to give it a 2.0. It was there was so much that needed to be fixed on that. So
yeah,
I think it's sometimes you get those songs where you just have a few fixes that would have boosted it up a lot. I think I would have had to go in and reproduce the song, do a lot more vocally, even mix her vocals a little bit better because, like I said, she was dope, and I think the vocals need to be mixed better on hers as well. And then the video, you got to scrap the video. Like, just be in the studio with Young Priest the Preacher and Shy Moye, and just shoot in their studio and sit there. And if you don't want to rap, just gaze into the computer screen or something. But 2.0 for me.
All right.
Let you go, Lou.
Oh, me. Okay. Yeah, I felt like, Monica Hill, she can sing. I felt like her part at the beginning, especially kick off the song, was way too long. Was there a double hook to start the song? I felt like it was way too long.
Yeah.
It felt long. And so I was just ready to get into the track. And then I felt like the performance was just basic, like you said. I felt like the flow was just dated. I don't know if people flow like that anymore. It was kind of like, I don't know. I'm trying to think.
It's like when you first start rapping kind of flow.
Right. I'm trying to think of someone from Bone Thugs that wasn't like busy or crazy, but it was like, someone that like, one of the other
Gazy Bone.
Yeah. But I was trying to think of like, it was kind of that sound because he kind of had like where you sing the song, you sing the words a little bit like this, and then it was it just reminded me of like Grape Tree or something. Did you ever listen to Grape Tree back in the day?
Of course.
Yeah. So
Antonius,
like you could have told me that this was a Grape Tree song. That's like the vibe that I would like put it in. And so it was hard to get around some of that. I know that. Also, whenever it comes to this music, sometimes that's your ministry. And I know, so no matter what we say, you're still going to be able to reach people. God's still going to use you. But if you want your art to be better, I feel like we have some advice, on how to do that. And so I would echo what Quan said. You need to do something that's going to set you apart, that's going to make you unique so that people will want to click on you, will want to listen to you. And so, with that being said, I agree with everything else Quan said. I give it like a 1.5, 1.5.
Killed it. All right, Lost and Found. What do you got, man?
Wow. So I think I would echo a lot of everything you guys said, really. For me, the only upside is I kind of turned my brain off and I just watched him. It was nice to actually see him in different locations. So when I turned my brain off and I didn't look at the fonts, I didn't look at editing, I didn't look at, the actual quality of the camera, I didn't think lived up to standard, right, of what we have today. But when I turned off my brain, I kind of just was like, okay, cool. For me, it kind of just crumbled once he was just sitting on that bench. And I was like, okay, now I'm done with the video. Every time you show him, he's just sitting on the bench and there's literally nothing going on. And then the only other nitpick thing for me as far as the video was Monica's headphones weren't plugged in. Like,
no.
You're singing your vocals, plug them in.
Oh, no.
So, but that
or at least record the side that's, that you can't see.
That's not, yeah. But other than that, it wasn't terrible for me. I didn't think it was terrible. I've heard way worse that sounded really amateur. I wouldn't say that this sounded amateur. I just think it needed a lot more polish visually and also audio wise. So I would give it a 2.5. You know, not terrible. It's somewhere in the middle.
All right, and maybe she had the new wireless versions that you can't afford yet.
Sure. It's the same exact joints.
Yeah, it's the same exact. He's wearing those headphones like right.
And
right
I was
now.
wondering because I don't have those headphones, so I definitely noticed like the bar sitting there, and I didn't know it maybe like that was wireless and that was the volume or. But yeah, I did notice that. That's obviously you've probably heard before when we've had that beef with people with the microphone and then the mic's not plugged in and they're outside. It's like at least put a plug on it, even if you're not going to be using it the way it's supposed to be used. Because somebody like that has the same headphones on right now critiquing the video is going to, think the same thing. But listen, man, overall, great music all night, man. So we definitely appreciate everybody for tuning in and submitting music. My song of the night, it really is a coin flip between Avery and Young Priest the Preacher. Even though I gave Avery a higher rating, I got to go with Young Priest because I saw the full thing. So I feel like if I missed half a video, I can't really give it my song of the night. So what do you got, Luke?
Man.
We're just doing song, no video?
Yeah, that's
well,
true.
song or video. I mean, just overall, like, basically, who gets my money tonight?
Yeah. Dude, I thought the most professional, the two, like, super professional to me that are, like, ready to go, like, let's put them everywhere, like, tomorrow, is it's a toss-up now, like, now that I'm looking at the big list, I'm like, the Vashon song and the Young Priest song. It's between those two for me. It's tough. I don't know. You gave it to Young Priest, right?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be different and give it to Vashon.
Okay.
Wow.
And I forgot about his song, but because that was one of the. I mean, we had so many good songs tonight.
All right. You know what, man? So I got to be the tiebreaker. Those were actually, I think, my two strongest songs of the night. So the Vashon, right? I think that was extremely potent. Like as soon as I heard it, I was like, I was in, and I bought in. And then Young Priest the Preacher. Obviously, like I said, I've already playlisted that. So let's go with the drum roll. Tiebreaker. I'm gonna go with Vashon. I think I'm gonna go with my heart tonight.
Hey.
That song captivated my heart, and that's why I gotta go with that.
Nice. Listen, man, you can't go wrong with any of the songs we played tonight. So I definitely, I love it. So shoot me your Cash App, Vashon, if you're watching. If you're not, shame on you for submitting a song and not watching.
Right.
But we definitely appreciate it. And $10 Tuesday, man. $10 goes to the winner of tonight. And if I was off a big guys, my bad. It was one of those days. So, but we still made the show happen, and we got to play some dope music. So we definitely appreciate that. DJ Lost and Found, is your show a weekly show? Is there a time, or is it just kind of random? Because I never know when it's on.
So the show is bi-weekly. We actually are thinking about changing that to making it a random drop. Only reason is because we both have kids, and it's kind of sometimes difficult just to be on target all the time. Mixed with if you see my background, it's much different than the background I had before. I just bought a house.
Oh,
So
nice, man!
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, I saw that online, dude, and I think that was amazing. The house looks dope from the outside too. So whenever I'm in town, I hope you got an extra room. Like you need a futon in there.
Oh, we got space, man.
There we go.
Got space.
It looks nice,
Same
man.
New York
Congrats on that, because I know that's something huge. Getting the house is huge, so congrats.
Thank you. Yeah, man. It's really a great accomplishment. But yeah, the podcast, the Missing Link podcast with my brother Prophet Link. We're going to be dropping as much as we can. I'll just say that. We just look to connect creators to fans. So we really want to get your favorite creators on the show, or people you may have never heard of before, and create new fans for them, and also dig a little deeper than behind the scenes and who they are.
Dope. I'm gonna follow it, man.
Yeah, man. Can't wait till you guys have me and Luke on.
Oh, I got y'all. It's no problem. You got the video. The video's on point, man.
Hey.
You know that, Quan.
Oh, yeah, man. I appreciate that, man. Listen, follow DJ Lost and Found. His @ is on the screen, so you can't miss it. He's everywhere. But definitely appreciate you staying up late with us tonight, man. And we got to do it again for sure.
100%. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah. So listen, man, tune in. I'll be back here Friday. I'm not sure who my co-host will be. Maybe Joe Seif will be back in the building. Luke has a regular job. You drink coffee, and what else do you do? Go to lunch.
Go to lunch, yeah.
Takes a lot of
Every
lunch
day,
breaks.
perpetually, yeah.
Does podcasts and stuff like that. Plays his guitar a little bit, strums. But no, I know he does a lot with a really good church out here, man. I will say it on air. You definitely. I've been to that church before you started leading the worship. Their worship was cool. Felt like a lot of people they hired from the Strip to play Sunday morning worship. So there's actually. You could feel the spirit in the building when you're there. So I definitely appreciate that. The worship is really dope at the Crossing Church out here in Las Vegas.
And
so,
you got to meet some of our pastors a couple weeks ago, too.
Yeah, man.
So
that was dope.
cool.
That was dope coming in here. You guys shot some podcast material.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun doing that and hanging with you guys. So I feel like I went to church for the month.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So I don't have to go again for a while. And it's football season, so I got to find one of those Saturday night churches. You guys got Saturday night?
No.
Oh, well. Won't be going there. Lost and Found. Who's your football team?
Kansas City. Let's go.
Oh,
man.
Okay, I gotta go now.
Ew.
Luke, who you got?
Oh, you guys.
Oh, yeah, we're Niners. We're both Niners. Yeah.
Niners? Oh, that's right. Okay. We beat y'all guys, so it's cool.
It was set up. But anyways, man, we appreciate it. 49ers will be winning the Super Bowl this year. You heard it here first, second, and last. But we appreciate C. Duffle for bringing his turtleneck to the show and his high school diploma. And we will be back on Friday. Love you guys. Peace.
Peace.